Austin, do a sync.
Yeah.
Shimona.
Welcome to episode fucking 4.
Welcome to the SADcast with your hosts,
Ashen Austin.
And Karen.
and Billy Bob.
I just kept my name. I just added a thing on front. That's cool though.
That's fucking epic.
Welcome. Today, what are we gonna talk about, boys?
Let's talk about
We should play Night in the Woods at some point for the channel.
Night in the Woods. What the fuck is that?
I've never actually seen it. I've heard of it, and
I've
it
seen
seems
all
really
of it.
solid.
Night in the Woods is like you'd be like, what the?
Yeah.
You would be against it for a little bit, and then
It
you
had an
kind
under-
of ease into it.
it
You'd
had
be like,
an-
that's kind of good actually.
What the fuck? Is it on Xbox?
It should be.
Probably.
It
It
should
had
be.
it had
was
like an
on PlayStation.
Undertale fandom type
Okay.
deal.
Yeah, it's a story about a
So-
girl who leaves home and then comes back to like a completely different place, but it's still the same exact place.
Oh.
It's really a fucking more of a character study in a game, but it actually
Yeah.
has really good game elements.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's just you might be against it at first, but then you go, actually, that's kind of nice.
This
Yeah,
one?
there it
Yeah,
is.
in the woods, right there, far left.
Yeah, again, this had like an Undertale-esque fandom. So be warned. It seemed like a really solid game though. It's a game that I knew would appeal to me, but I never played it.
So, what character on that screen do you think is gay? I'm sorry, this is really hard for
You
people.
can't spoil it. I'm gonna guess the middle one.
Which one do you think is gay on that screen?
So it's one of them?
Which one?
In this screen or
How
the
many- how-
bottom screen?
They could all be gay, but which one? Can you tell?
No.
Exactly. That's how good the game is with making
That you
character-
can't look at someone and
and go like,
say
hey,
they're
that guy's gay.
I mean, I
that's
guess.
Well, I mean, that's what you say. That's what we both say. Where people
Well, for a fucking person,
Well,
not
from a-
an
from
in the
anamorphic.
game,
But they
too,
could
because don't
easily-
forget.
they could
And we
eas-
talked about how in games too they'll fucking force it so much.
But here's the thing: they could easily be like, they look normal. You go up to them, they're like, "Yes, queen, I'm
Yes.
gay." And it's like,
They're not like that.
Yes.
no.
regardless, that's a
But
touchy
yeah,
topic.
it's not even touchy. It's just like it's good
Mm,
character
yeah.
building
Well,
to actually
yeah.
have it be, not just I'm gay.
Yeah, I agree. Also, Sam is like on an escapade on the Xbox store right now, which you can't see,
Fright Night.
which is why we don't
What's
go on the
Fright
Xbox. Don't fucking watch this, dude.
Night? We're not watching a trailer for
What are you
Fright Night.
talking about? They can't see anything.
That's what I'm
not the-
saying.
It's the
Oh,
beauty of
come on.
magic.
Is it Macaulay Culkin?
What's this?
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
whatever.
good. Everybody visually
Whatever.
comment on the visual stuff that's happening. Thank you.
Okay.
That was epic.
That was epic.
So, what are some good indie games? Those are some good indie games that
Indie
you guys are
games?
really into. Yeah.
That I've been into? Well,
Yeah.
me and the fucking homies on Friday, we picked up Rivals of Aether, that one game. I was like, this is slow and it feels bad.
How
Yeah.
is it?
We picked it up and I'm like, okay, this is actually pretty fucking amazing.
And I said
Yeah.
that I'm like, you probably just picked a bad character. And you tried a fast character, and you're like, it's okay. And then you started to play it more, and you're like, it's actually good.
Right. Well, see, I went back to the slow guy and I'm like, oh wait, no, he just plays like Ganon with like his X move. Or, like, so like there's a
Oh.
polar bear guy that like slams his like ice brick down. But then we were looking at it. And then all of a sudden there's like, oh, information on the character. And then it tells you what their abilities are. So like the ice guy, you can lay down ice on the map, and then if you ground pound onto it, it freezes enemies and it makes like a shockwave.
Mhm.
Or if you hit it with your X move, it gives them armor. And then there was a bunch of like different moves that other guys can do. Like one lightning chick can like set up traps. Bunch of other random shit that was like, oh, this is fucking dope. What other fucking games? I want to play Celeste. That one's fucking tits. Overcooked. Duh.
Owlboy.
Fucking Owlboy. Yeah.
Those are all really good games.
Shovel Knight, of course. Tower Falls is fun. Cluster Truck.
What are some like more obscure games that you played and you really, there was clearly no community about it. There's like no videos about it.
Fucking Axiom.
Moonlight.
You think Axiom? You don't think there's a whole? I mean, I
No.
looked up Axiom or Axiom Verge, and I noticed that the completionist had played it.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Did.
That's cool.
He did. Apparently, he did a long time ago, not under the completionist series, but under a series he did apparently called Indie Spotlight.
Oh yeah, Indie Spotlight.
Yep.
He used to do that a lot. No, he doesn't.
Yeah, so that's clear that like someone has picked up the game. The game I think of is Salt. It's a sailing game on Steam. It's really fun. It's definitely worth, like when it's on sale, definitely worth it. It's a completely randomly generated game. You start in the world. It just says you're stuck on this island. Start sailing. That's it. You get instructions on how to build this like a crappy log sailboat,
Mhm.
and that's it. That's all you have. You just go and you start collecting materials, and then you look in your book, and you're like, it also
Xenoverse.
says, "Don't comment on this." That's why I'm only having screens and stuff open because the audience can't see that you're
What?
fucking
What
scrolling
screen,
through
Austin?
Xbox.
It's not there.
You just commented on it.
I didn't comment on it. No one. Austin, it's just me and you in this room.
Oh no.
We're also
Let's make it real.
Is that Gears of War?
I'm saying we're talking about games. There's games here that I want to play.
I know, but you're saying things like where the audience can't see it. The point
But we're
is
still
no
talking
visual.
about games, though.
God damn it! Regardless, Salt is a ton of fun. You go.
It's right
you
there,
build a
Austin.
higher
Don't
salt.
tell them. They can see it on the screen.
You go high. You go through. You get better boats. You find cooler sail ships that go faster. That are bigger and awesomer. You start
that
like
matter?
putting
Yeah.
chests and things on it.
Uh-huh.
It's sick. It's so much fun. You go and fight pirates. It's just that like Sea of Thieves came out and they essentially were like, okay, we're gonna finish the main story and just drop all development because we can't compete.
Yeah, good
Which is
for them.
shitty. No, it's shitty because like that game totally
know when
could
to
have
quit,
competed. No, that game could have competed 100%. I think Sea of Thieves is really polished, but the thing is, it's a set map, so you're always getting the same thing every time. Salt is different. You go to different things, you notice different things. All of a sudden, this one island has a spider queen.
Yeah.
And you play again. Guess what? You get a different island, and all of a sudden, boom! There's a raider camp or like a axe
Yeah.
camp, and you're like, oh shit, this is like these guys are really tough. Or oh, there's giant villages of like marauders all of a sudden and things
Who
like
does
that.
love a good game with a marauder?
I
Let's be honest
agree.
here. Marauders are probably like the most universal like type of enemy that you just go, fuck those guys.
Yeah, I agree.
Bad.
It's a ton of fun.
Because they're
Um,
easy to make, dude. They're just fucking banditos, but you just make them crazier and
Yeah.
call them marauders.
Bandito.
Also, another game I've been really into that I've been
I
playing
didn't get to say
recently.
the game I wanted to say.
Yeah, what the
Oh,
fuck?
sorry. Go on. You're right.
Moonlight.
Moonlight?
Have you either of you ever heard of Moonlight?
I've heard of
You
Moonlight.
talk about Moonlight fucking Bloodstain, that one
Nope,
game that
just Moonlight.
Nope.
Oh,
No,
Nope.
Mothlight.
Oh my.
yeah, you streamed that. I remember you did a video about it.
Yep.
Yep.
I did a video on. I streamed Mothlight for like 3 or 4 hours, and it was honestly it had really good art direction and the characters were funny and engaging.
It
Never saw anything else about it. I looked into it and I'm like, there's nothing.
Yeah,
Right.
it's weird how games like really good games like that can like ride on the radar. Like Mothlight reminds me of Off a lot.
Of what?
Off,
Okay.
like the
No,
Off,
that's
like
just-
that indie game.
I thought you said off a
Off
lot.
exclamation
Yeah.
point. No, it reminds me of Off a lot.
Off a lot.
No, Off.
Off
The game's Off.
a lot.
Okay, nice. Yes, a lot. Off,
Okay. Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one.
Yep.
Okay.
Off.
Yeah.
It's just off. It's off. Exclamation point because the game is off exclamation point. Then period a
Oh.
lot. Yeah, we're getting somewhere.
Okay.
We're going somewhere.
comma.
Comma, no comma, period.
Semicolon.
No semicolon either. Exclamation point, period.
Hey, that.
Whoa.
But yeah, those are pretty good games. I've been really into Lego Batman 2 again because that was a childhood game and I've been really enjoying it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Lego
They're
Bat-
distracted by other stuff that's happening right now.
What,
God
what
damn it.
other stuff, dude?
Speak. You're looking at a screen.
You're talking.
Yeah, because it's like okay, I stop.
You
You
go on,
literally just stopped.
No,
That's
no, no,
different.
no,
you
no,
just
there was a
stopped,
silence
Austin.
there.
Austin,
There
you
was a
go on
silence there.
tangents way too long.
Okay,
I'm
listen.
sorry with the tangents, but if we're doing something and then you go, no, stop it. It's like you're talking. We're not going to interrupt you.
No, I literally stopped for a little while and then I went, yeah.
You gave us a split second.
No,
you
I
gave us
literally went.
How-
Yeah.
You went
And then
done.
wait.
Look
waited.
at that.
Okay.
You went done.
Let's see
and
if we
then
can
you
look
went
at. I
done.
don't know if we
now.
can look at the
We
phone.
don't look at
We'll
now,
look at it
but-
later. But I felt like I went, yeah.
No,
and then I
you
waited
went
for someone to
bam, bam.
comment and I'm like, okay, well,
You
no
like,
one's
it's
gonna
like,
comment. So I kept
and then
going.
You finish your thought, and then you went, yeah. Stop. You know, like,
Right.
we
It's
didn't get a
exactly
chance.
what just fucking happened.
Because
There's not supposed to be dead
Because you're
space.
firing on all cylinders, Austin. You gotta calm down, dude.
Okay.
You gotta
I
calm
wanted to talk
down.
about Mothlight, but I kind of
Talk
just.
about Mothlight.
I don't want to talk about Mothlight. I want to talk about fucking what everyone's thinking about this nation's where it's headed to when
So
it comes
Mothlight's
to.
a really good indie game, and
Yeah.
the developer actually reached out to me and was a really fucking cool
Oh,
guy.
really?
Yeah. I was like, I made a video about your game. I was like, if you want to look at it and see what you think of it, because I thought the game's fucking awesome. He was like, thank you. I actually have a few other games if you want to check them out. I'm like, I probably will. But for right now, I was just like, this is all I have on you. And I'm like, this game's fucking great.
Yeah.
I think its art direction's fantastic. It's all pixel art. The characters are funny. You had a good puzzle in the middle.
Yeah.
And I was like, I still have no clue what I'm doing. But that's a good thing when I have no clue and I'm like, yes.
What
Yeah.
Give
right.
me more of
Right.
this.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not turning you off from playing it either.
Oh yeah, because it was so fun just to sit down and play it. Because I was playing it and like, there's a puzzle in which a character asks you, "Hey, so why do a fox and a rabbit both want to get at a rabbit?
Why is that?
Because one wants to eat it, and one wants to fuck it.
Uh-oh.
Because that's the most logical solution. But it's also like, why would they? And you think about it, and you look at it, it's like, well, one wants a friend, one wants to eat, and like the other options, like one wants to reproduce, one wants to fucking feed its family.
Fuck its brains out, dude.
And it's like
Nice.
and it was like that was such a fun, simple way to do a puzzle, and it was just like, yeah.
Ton of fun.
Versus, having a puzzle being splayed out in front of you, just be like, okay,
Right.
that's cool.
Yeah. I get you. There's something crawling on my arm.
Nice.
It
Spider?
went away. I don't know, dude. Fucking.
There's been a lot of spiders in your house.
Well, yeah, it's the season, dude. The fucking weather's getting nice, man.
It's getting
Spiders
nice
come
as we're
out.
sweating inside this room.
As we're dying, and then
Slowly.
fucking bugs come out, and the
Slowly
spiders
but
come out, and
surely.
they kill them. And then at nighttime, because there's a little crack next to the AC, some bugs fly in and dive bomb my head, and I have to
It's a-
crush the. There's a dead one in this corner down on the bottom. It's gross.
I know your fucking struggle, dude.
It's like-
I hate my house is directly next to a swamp. You have
Ew.
Oh, the good swamp.
you have any lights on, you are swarmed with tiny bugs at all times. Like I literally have duct tape all around my AC to try to stop them as much as humanly possible.
Right.
It's so bad. I have to have a blackout curtain over my window at all times, or else my room just swarms with them.
Yeah.
I literally have no natural light in my room because of it. Because if I do let in any, I'm gonna be swarmed with bugs. Like just
Right.
straight up.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
Oh, dude,
So
fuck bugs, man.
So I've literally taped the curtain every summer. I tape the curtain around the edges to stop any light from leaking out, so that no bugs come in my room. I still get bugs all the time, even trying to everything in my power to stop
it's
them.
just hard. They're so small that they can just right into
It's
any little
awful.
crack or
Just sneak
crevice.
out.
I
Right in.
hate it. I absolutely hate it.
Well, I mean, but think about it though. If we don't have bugs, then our ecosystem will be fucked.
Yeah, but they don't have to
True.
come into my house.
No, they just want to.
Austin, let us in.
No,
we're taking a little peek.
Austin, let us in.
Go
Oh, you
away.
better listen, boy.
I hate you.
Speaking of lettuce, in there's a fucking. I want to watch Hush. You see that horror movie that fucking Dead Meat did?
Yep.
That looks fucking interesting.
Hush. It's not a Netflix movie, is it?
That's on Netflix. Yes, it is.
Is it made by Netflix though?
Yeah, I think that's what he said, and I don't know if he just misspoke.
It's a movie basically about a female protagonist who is completely deaf, who
And
gets stalked.
mute.
She wasn't mute, was she?
Yeah.
She definitely wrote a bunch, but she her whole thing is that she's completely deaf and she can't hear anything. So a killer finds her and starts to stalk her in her
Oh,
own
wow.
house. And
That's
still,
really cool.
it becomes really really tense as time goes on. You're like, oh god.
But and it's a straight up. She doesn't realize.
She
She doesn't realize it
for a
when
while.
when it first starts off, when he like sneaks in, she doesn't notice, and he's just like observing her,
Mhm.
and then right away he's like, "I can kill you whenever I feel like it. Just know that." And then I'm just gonna toy with you.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool. I
It
love
is.
that.
It's a nice watch.
And then there's a moment that literally makes you go, "Oh fuck, she lied," and she goes, "Wait, she didn't lie."
Right.
It's like, "Oh, that's cool." That's
It's like,
cool.
it was a nice little like turnaround cop out.
Yeah,
It's like, okay, all right.
it's a solid. It seems like a solid movie. I haven't seen it
Yes,
fully.
that's true.
Yeah, of course. But like, I think that'd be a fun movie to watch. I'm excited to watch the movies after we're done with JoJo.
Yes.
I'm so excited to show you guys Hardcore Henry. That's such an underrated movie, and people are just like, "Oh, it's first person. I don't want it."
I was always interested in it. I just never saw it.
right.
It's- I know, and a lot of people didn't, and that sucks because it's a great movie. Like the cinematography is really good, the special effects are really fun. Like the whole movie, there's a fun, like action packed, like boom, 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 boom. This is happening. You get kind of cool little things, stuff like that. So it's really cool. It's a ton of fun.
There's just a lot of things about it where I was like, as a kid, I was growing up. I'm like, I'm just not into movies right now. I just want to play video games, and I saw it, and I'm like,
Hell
that's
yeah.
interesting.
That was
But-
my biggest thing too, growing up. I was like, I just
That's-
want to play fucking vid.
yeah.
I agree, and a lot of people get like, I know like Ellen gives me crap for not like having seen a lot of movies. Like I just haven't seen like a ton of movies. But
Well,
like,
I mean, it's like, how many movies come out a year? How many do you actually give a shit about?
but it's things like I haven't
Yeah.
seen like Lord of the Rings or anything like that. Which
Still,
people,
that's still does that interest you really?
it does. It's just so long. It's a huge time commitment.
And that's why it interests you, but it's just such a fucking long movie. It's a long series. It's 12 hours, start to finish, for
Yeah.
the original 3.
Yeah, because I
Shit.
definitely feel like the fact if I were to watch it, I would want to watch the extended cut just to get that out of the way, just so I don't have to like go back and like read.
So you're
use-
looking at like 13 hours plus.
Oh, extended cut? You crazy? It's 22 hours, something like that. Like literally
Wait,
that long.
what?
All
It's
of them?
22 hours? We watched those at fucking high school. It did not feel like
no,
22.
extended cut. They leave in so much more. Like
Yeah.
literally the movie times double to triple because of the extended cut, I believe.
Damn.
It's crazy how long they get. And at that point, it gives lots of people say you should just watch the extended cut because it leaves out like the main movies are good, but the extended cut adds so much more that you might as well just. And I'm like, if
Well,
that's
but
the
it's also a
fact.
thing of that leaves out a lot to people who really care about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't
Yeah,
really
who get
care,
attached
it's
to
not
the
leaving
books.
you out much.
But like, I definitely would just want all that.
Right.
I don't know. It's a weird thing. I saw it too. I laughed.
It's just like I'm listening, and Sam isn't saying a whole lot, and he's just kind of reacting to what's happening on screen.
What? Okay.
No.
We're looking at games to see what we want to play on the channel, and I saw Murder Soul Suspect, and I laughed because that game's awful.
No, not even to look at the channel. Sam just started looking at stuff.
I'm looking at my gamer score, all right? You
Also-
caught me.
and like he's not saying anything. He keeps going, ugh.
Well, because you
It
guys are
doesn't like a
fucking.
thing.
I don't. Okay, when I was just raised to not butt in when people are talking. That's just how I am.
We're having
I'm
a conversation. Come in. You're part of the
Oh,
conversation. It's
I
not like
didn't-
we're
I-
just talking one-on-one where it's a group thing and I keep looking over at you. being
Sometimes
like,
I don't know what to say, and sometimes I don't
There's
care to
literally
add
video games you
anything.
want to play. Like, I don't know what to say about what I want to
You're
play.
just, this is
I
exactly
don't
what I said.
know.
We should have stuff open because then you focus on this instead of focusing on the conversation.
Austin, it's been off for a long time. What are you talking about, dude?
We really need to play Bulletstorm. I'm real with you. I love
I don't know what Bulletstorm is.
It's a fucking great game.
It's a first-person shooter. It's actually good and it has a shitty story, but it's really fun to play.
Yeah, I think sometimes, okay, my thing is everybody tries to be unique and different, and sometimes it fails and sometimes it succeeds. But I think the number one thing people need to realize is you just need to make something good. Like a
fun
movie,
game.
because like think about it, like movies, like some of my favorite movies aren't like necessarily original. Baby Driver, it's a getaway movie, but guess what? It's done in such a fun way. It's awesome because of that. And there's like lots of little, like, oh, hold up,
There's a lot
God
of
damn it, I
Okay.
speak a lot. Or I
You
just
tucker yourself out. Your little heart and your little lungs can't just
I just
handle
need
it.
water. I'll be right back. I'm gonna talk
All right,
about Baby
I'll-
Driver when
I'll
I get back. You continue
I'll
the conversation.
I'll start
Sam,
talking about a
speak.
series.
I'll be back.
We're doing Axe and Verge right now, right?
Yeah.
Axe and Verge is not an original. It's an original looking game, but it's not an original style of game.
No.
And that's kind of why I love it so much, because it just takes everything about a series that I like and
Right.
improves on it in the ways that I would want it to be improved on.
Right, because it's taken from so many other games.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
besides Metroid, a little bit of Castlevania. I want to say, with like all the like how the weapons is working a little bit.
Oh yeah, 'cause they
Mega
have unique
Man,
styles, Mega Man.
the storytelling a bit. It's like we got elements of like Halo, elements of fucking. What we kind of agree. There's like okay, it's a little bit like Half-Life with some shit, right?
certain things.
Certain things, not a whole lot, but that's the beauty of it because it's just like it's a mixed bag of everything.
Yeah, it's
And
not. It's not
and it's
original,
improving.
really.
And it's
It's
improving.
original. Yeah, exactly. It's original. It has its own idea. It's been done before. Aliens, things like that. But the thing is, it's fun and it's telling it in a good way.
Yeah,
right.
and that's kind of what's important, because if you make a movie that's gonna be your own vision, it should be your own vision.
I just kicked your mic. I'm sorry.
You've
that
been
came
hitting
through.
it this whole time.
No, that was the first
As-
audible one.
As you've walked past, you kicked it. If I wasn't holding it, it would have been audible.
Yeah, sorry about that. I
That
was
is-
just trying to walk back. I've acid reflux and like things like that. So like it's just kind of like
Reflex.
No, reflux.
It's called Reflux.
Yes,
Since when was it fucking called Reflux?
ever since
it's
it was
all
first created.
It was always
actually.
acid reflux.
Since God said acid reflux.
What?
Yep.
I'm
So
looking this
like.
up.
as long as I've been alive, it's always been acid reflux.
Yeah, so I have that. So sometimes when I talk for like prolonged periods of time, or I get really warm, or like I've eaten,
What the fuck?
it like it comes and
Yo.
hits me.
You
And
got
part of it's
Mandela
anxiety
affected.
too. But like that, it was just happening there. That's why I need to get water.
Yeah.
But like you said, Axiom Verge kind of takes a little bit from everything. It's unique, but it's still not a completely new concept.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And it doesn't need to be.
Exactly.
If you're gonna make a game, make it the way you want it,
And make it fun.
and then make
Exactly.
it better and improve on what you have. You don't need to make a first-person shooter be exactly the same as every other one. Like Medal of Honor fell into that really bad. Even though Medal of Honor came out first, it still fell into the Call of Duty structure of doing things.
Because guess what? It looked too much at that and was like it tried to be like unique and it kind of failed because of that.
It tried to
And-
be unique in a way that didn't need to be.
Exactly. It was forced. Didn't make the game funner. It's just like, oh, we have to be different. Like again, like I was saying earlier, like Axiom Verge, like Baby Driver. Baby Driver, getaway movie. But it has an interesting twist on it where the dude is like has the, ringing in his ears and he needs to listen to music and everything's paced to it. But it is still just a driver movie. But it's done so well, done in such a fun manner that it makes it a fun movie and a good movie overall.
Yeah.
Because he didn't focus on making it completely original. He had an idea, he made it fun, he made it good, and that's how it is.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's just like a lot of movies are just so fucking boring when it comes down to it.
Oh my God.
You break a movie down to its most basic essence. It's like every movie's kind of boring, but the point of it is it's supposed to be fun to watch. So when you see a movie that's just unfun and boring, and you're like, "Huh, the concept's cool," that's about it.
Right.
Yeah, it can be really lame.
That's kind of the part that sucks the most.
So Sam, you said, "Oh my God!" You
Oh
clearly had
yeah,
a
I was
movie in
gonna
mind.
talk about movies about like fucking now Disney's just remaking all their movies right now, and that annoys the hell
I
out
think
of me.
I think part of it might be that they're trying to get a younger audience back into that stuff. So then you can also you can sell the new product of that and also have people go back and watch the old
I
stuff
just
and
see
try
the
to buy
cash
it.
grab
Do you
behind
know-
it. That's
do you
all.
know
That's
why?
all I see it.
You want to know the real reason why?
Why? What's the real reason?
It's because if you keep bringing up the name Lion King, people will go back and buy the originals on Blu-ray.
Yeah, that's what I
and
just.
then keep their IP well known. So I'd be like, oh, this one sucks. If it was a good movie, it'd still be like, all right, this is a good one. So then we can go back and watch the original, see how good it is in comparison.
Right,
Like,
but also I heard
that-
that someone was saying that they're actually trying to keep up their copyright.
yeah, that's literally what I
I
said.
would
Yeah, that-
100%.
That's
That's
yeah,
exactly what I
too.
just said, where they have to
Yeah.
keep their IP.
Well, no. You said it
You
like
said
in a
IP.
way where it was like
Oh,
meant
they-
to go
they
back
yeah,
and
you would go
retroactively
back to
sell
watch the
that
real
product.
old ones. That's what
But
you
no,
were
I said
kinda
in the
giving
middle
off
of
the vibe.
that, like literally sandwiched in the middle. I was like, because they also want to keep their IPs, because those go into open source really quick. Like Mickey Mouse, the only reason he's
Yeah.
still around because it's been 100
And
years.
also, Disney keeps pushing back and like lobbying for the laws to keep going. Also, Minnie Mouse's voice actor died recently.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't
Like
know that.
like a week or two, like a week ago max.
That's really sad.
That is, but I mean, like shit. You were one of the most iconic characters of all time.
Minnie?
Mickey Mouse, yeah, absolutely.
Minnie,
And she
yeah.
also voiced Lisa in Simpsons.
Oh no.
Yep.
She voiced a lot of things.
Oh, that's a hard one. I'm guessing. How would you even continue The Simpsons with that? It's been the same cast
New
since.
person.
You get someone who sounds kind of like Lisa.
Yep.
Do you
That's
think-
what they did with Shaggy
Yeah.
and Scooby Doo,
But that, I feel like
It's just Matthew Lillard now because he fucked up his voice.
and he sounds like Shaggy, because Shaggy used to sound different. Now
Yeah.
that they
yeah.
Now he's
as you
more like
progress
horse
forward,
and
I
like
guess.
rash.
But I feel like there was so. I mean, like once Kurt Bopple's voice actor died, they just got
Wrote
rid
her
of the
off.
character.
but you can't write off a kid.
Yeah, you can't write off a
Maybe
fucking
they'll
main
end it.
character. They're
Well,
not.
here's how they would need to do it. It would be like Lisa finally goes, they go one episode, they just cut into the show and they go, Lisa's gone for boarding school because she's always wanted to go and we just gonna
Can't
let
deny
go.
her. this
Yeah.
other shit.
And then that's pretty much the only thing they could do because you can't kill her off. You can't just say she left because she's a kid, and it has to be something so specific to the point of like, oh, here we have to have it be like this.
Yep.
If it any other way, people would go like, oh, okay, they're just writing her off. 'Cause
Yeah.
If you want to have a chance to bring her back, you send her to boarding school, and then a few season later she comes back with a different voice. People won't remember.
right, yeah. people would
I feel
forget.
like people would be like, "That's not right."
Of course, they'd be like, that's not right, but they would also be like, if it's close enough, people don't care.
Yeah, and the show would continue on.
The show-
I'm.
Show's been going on for nearly 30 years.
Yeah.
I don't think she's dead. I don't think it's the same voice actor. I think you
Yes,
guys are
it
wrong
is.
there. I literally looked it up. This is not the same name.
What?
Yep. It says,
What?
and this one says she's not dead. So this whole conversation,
Excuse me, moi?
Well, it still counts for Shaggy.
yeah, it still counts for Shaggy. Absolutely.
Yeah, Shaggy. What? Hold on.
Minnie Mouse voice is done by
It says like Tara
Rusty
Str-
Taylor, and Lisa Simpson's voice is done by Yeardley Smith. They're completely different people.
Are you fucking my asshole?
Nope.
What?
Oh my god, that's really
I'm sorry.
embarrassing.
Oh,
I wouldn't even say
Jesus.
that's embarrassing. I say like
They just sound alike, and from just a quick glimpse, like when I saw that on Twitter, I was like, oh, it was a quick glimpse, like, oh, that's the fucking that's hers.
No,
who
thank
did-
God.
Who did Minnie voice? Minnie
Uh,
Mouse. I was also
what
about to
else
say-
was she in?
Yeah.
Okay, let's look.
I also was about to say I
Fuck,
feel like
dude,
Lisa's
I
voice
feel like
actor's
an
young
idiot.
too. I was like about to say I felt like
She's
she was,
55.
yeah, she's younger.
So she's
Damn,
absolutely
dude.
younger. The girl who played Minnie Mouse
She's also
was
been voiced-
75.
I was about to say she's also been voicing Lisa for literally 30 years. So
Character Martin. She
Damn.
was voicing a Simpsons character named Martin Prince.
oh, that's a side character.
Yeah, straight up.
He is the fourth grade student at Springfield Elementary. Wait, is he one of the bullies?
Maybe. I don't know.
No idea.
I think he's the little kid that's like it's not the I'm in danger kid, but the one that was like a little German kid.
Oh, the fucking chocolate boy.
Chocolate boy. Oh my god, kids next so
Are you circling back to the kids next door kid?
Yeah, I was gonna circle back. I was actually about to say Verve. You can download videos on Verve to watch offline in case your internet goes down or whatever.
Yep.
I downloaded a bunch of Kids Next Door and I started watching it. I'm like, Kids Next Door is still really good. And I was gonna circle it back to remember the episode of Kids Next Door where that fat German kid gets turned into Midas but for chocolate?
Yeah, we
Right.
talked about this during Surge.
Talking about during Surge?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
And then the episode ends with the fucking
Hamburger.
Eric Andre bit, and it's funny.
Why is this so fucking hard to find who this kid? Oh no,
What?
that's the kid. That's
Yeah, it is the kid I was talking about.
yeah,
What?
that's the kid that
Oh,
she
that-
voiced.
oh.
that's
That's the
actually
kid I was talking
really
about.
sad. Oh, that's
Aw.
That's fucked.
that is really.
It's weird I
really-
know that character's name kind of
Yeah,
enough to identify who it is.
that's still really
Yeah.
sad. I'm a sad boy. Also, My interface has been making noises, not into the microphone itself, but just noises in my
I don't know that.
headphones. Well, it's happening right now. That's why I'm commenting on it.
Yeah, and the lines are pretty fucking flat. They're not. There's no noise on any of them.
No, it's really weird.
Unless
I
there's
think
like
it's.
really low frequency noises. So
I wonder if
Right.
it's something wrong with this, or if this is maybe just a problem with the Euphoria series. I mean, it's not a bad problem.
I was gonna
if
say
you
just the audio
acknowledge it.
jack might be just something might just be slightly wrong with it that it's giving you static.
I think so too.
Uh,
Yeah.
We're both kind of on the same note where we're like, cartoons are weird because you can just replace a voice because if I remember
Yeah.
correctly, the original Scooby Doo voices also passed away
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, he passed away.
because guess what? No one
Hopefully I'm
noticed.
getting that right.
Uber do.
Scoobert Doo.
Scoobs.
The fact that they made 18 iterations of Scooby Doo and they only made one with like kind of a coherent story, it's really
Yeah.
weird.
What you talk about the fucking mystery?
Mystery Inc.
Yeah, that one was weird though.
It's
That was
really
like
good.
it was good and like creepy. Like
Was Mystery Inc. the one where they were like teenagers?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's when they revamped it.
And then
Oh.
when Shaggy goes to war and comes back a war veteran,
That's not the one.
that is.
Is
That's
it?
exactly the one.
He's a fucking
Why?
vet.
He's not a
Why?
vet. He's not a vet, but he goes to war for a while because his family's like, you should go to military school. And he
Oh,
goes-
well,
and
so then he just
actually
goes off to boarding
no,
school.
But then he actually ends up in a war.
So he is a vet.
He's a student, but he's not meant
He's
to
a
be
goof.
there.
No, if you went to
Aw.
war and you came back, you're a vet. That's what it is.
He's a vet, quote unquote.
Yeah, he's a vet.
He didn't participate in war. He just went out there.
Well, you don't know. You know if fucking Shaggy
'Cause
racked
I
up
think
that body
they actually,
count.
I think they actually show him like in war, like what the hell's going on?
He's like, I'm scared and war torn.
But
I need a Scooby snack.
I remember like the first episode of that was like
It was just a regular episode of Scooby Doo, and then they tied into.
No, it was like-
That's weird.
it was also like she like the monster of the episode was some chick with a flute and it like possessed all the kids.
yeah, it was like real monsters too.
Yeah, and they like fucking terrorized the village and I was like, oh god.
Dude, it's so weird because you get to see all their parents, and all their parents are like
yep.
just like
Oh, no.
stereotypes of themselves.
They're just bigger versions of them.
And I love like some of the parents are like super kinky about shit, like right in front of their kids. It's like,
Ugh.
oh god, no.
Stop.
nice.
Stop it, Dad. I don't like
In that same show, there's a fucking episode where Bird starts talking and like, the fuck's this bird talking about? And then he's like, I am actually the secret behind everything. And they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, don't they get like tapes at the end that like Velma has to decipher?
Oh yeah. It's a fucking whole we should watch it at some point.
Honestly, we
weird.
should.
It's
That gets,
really fucking good.
that gets thrown on the list. Because I remember it was just like a
God.
from the first episode, it ends with like the mystery that's going to be over the entire season.
Yeah, because they find something, they're like, oh, this abandoned book has a lot of mystery in it. And it's like,
Right.
oh, I wonder what this does. And then you find out it's like, oh, this book is really important because apparently other people were also the Scooby Doo crew.
Uh-oh. Oh, I
That's
didn't
why
know
that
about that
bird
part.
can talk.
Oh.
Weird.
It's so fucking bizarre because they're like, oh yeah, another group of kids. They were all hippies though, and they came here to try to solve the mystery, and they all died except for me. And the bird has a giant scar on its eye. Like I lived
Damn.
through this shit.
Fucking Cartoon
That's
Network, man. They're
weird.
changing.
No, yeah, they did. Because like Amazing World of Gumball has like a really adult story.
Yep.
16 had a really adult story. Total
Yeah,
Drama
yeah.
Amma did. Total Drama Island did too. Like Adventure Time did too.
It's
Yep.
crazy. It's,
It's
absolutely
really
crazy.
fucking good because it makes it does the same thing that it used to do. Because like Foster Home for Imaginary Friends and Billy and Mandy didn't have stories, but they like a storyline, but they had stories.
Yeah, it was
That
like Family Guy
significance.
esque, where it's just like, oh, we're in this situation now.
Yeah, and it was good. And then now that like Amazing World of Gumball, which is my favorite Cartoon Network show right now,
It's ending, isn't it, or ended?
it's either it's ending or it has ended.
I think it has
I
ended.
think it's coming to an end.
I think it's still coming to an end if it hasn't already.
Okay.
But that show had really good romance between characters. They're kids, so it's kids romance too. So it's just like
The best kind.
no, it's not. It's really cute though because they're just like we're kids, but we're kind of adult because they kind of
yeah.
because they portray themselves more like teenagers, not so much kids. You know.
Yeah, I got you.
So it's like it's this fun little dynamic with a bunch of characters. It's just like it's like wow, even the parents who are just side characters get a lot of story at a
Yep,
certain
yep.
point.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, finally a good show when everything else is just hot
Garbage.
dog shit.
It's
That's how it
going
always
with
is.
fucking
There's
dog
always
shit.
shows that like are like a diamond in the rough. Like often Gravity Falls comes out in between
Gravity
fish
Falls
hooks and
also-
stuff.
Fish Hooks is also good.
But like fish hooks wasn't great.
It was
wasn't
good.
Gravity
It was-
Falls level.
It was good for when it came out because it came out like multiple years before Gravity Falls came
That's
out.
true. Gravity Falls was amazing, and I think too.
Never watched it.
Gravity.
It's really good.
It's a quick watch too.
Well, see, remember when we talked about fucking Invader Zim?
Yeah. it's
How
good.
all the people fucking ruined it for me?
Oof.
Oh,
That's the same thing with
Oh,
Falls.
you should really give it a try. You should give both a
I
try
don't know.
because
It was just like everybody would talk about it and be like,
same
okay.
with me and Attack on Titan. People fucking ruined Attack on Titan.
Oh,
Yeah,
God,
there's
my-
always something that someone ruins. It's that's just
Ugh.
it's not their fault. It's like
Yeah.
literally not their fault. It's just a human condition to want to go against the grain for even if it's bad for you or you lose out on doing so.
It's also like the way they tell you it's like, oh, it's the
It's
best
so
thing ever.
good.
It's the best thing
Dude,
ever.
you have
You'll
to.
need to see this.
Yeah.
Gravity Falls had like good story for what it was, and I like the fact that it's quicker. Like the first
Yeah.
season is all right. I would even say like I almost lost interest.
I like season 1 just because it was clearly trying to find its footing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and season
like
2
same with Gumball and like
Yeah.
all that. It needs that one season to be a cartoon
Yeah.
entirely and not have any story.
Right,
And then
to
season
round
2,
up all the
Yeah.
fucking viewers.
and then
you
2
start
just
going.
goes, fuck it, let's start making this
Yeah,
show.
it basically 2 is completely story driven, where season 1 is like a bunch of oddball stories with like the first episode, the last episode, and maybe 1 and 2 in between of the like 20 episodes of that season actually have something to do with the main story.
Yep.
Which is all right. But I prefer the second season because of the fact that you see all the like it's the second episode of season 2, I believe. The one with the party and things like that. It's so
Where it starts setting up a bunch of characters.
it's so goddamn
Yeah.
good. It sets up everybody. It shows that everybody's not who they seem. It shows all the shit. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's also like how like Invader Zim is ruined for you too because of a certain
Yeah.
scene. Like the scene, like the emo goth scene was kind
Yup.
of at peak during
It
when we
took
were growing
her
up.
over.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why it ruined it. Like same with Attack on Titan because it's like really weeby because everyone loves it. That's a
Oh,
weeb,
God.
and it's like it's a good show. Probably I haven't watched much of it, but it's
I
like it
I
ruins
watched
for
some of
me.
it. It was all right.
A lot of people are like, "Oh, it's so gruesome. It's so blah blah blah."
Yeah.
It's like if you want a gruesome show that's actually gruesome and has really dark tones, go watch Berserk. Go read Berserk. That's actually dark.
But the thing is, you can't just say like disregard
But it's like-
Attack on
it's-
Titan that way though.
No, but
Either
that's
Again,
what I'm
I don't know
saying, but
anything
that's-
about it, but
That's always what they say. It's like it's so dark. It's so cool. They kill off characters. It's like is
that
that?
could be cool though.
But it's like is that all you want from a show? It's not all I want from a show. I
No,
want an
fuck
interesting
no.
story. I
Yeah.
want cool characters.
Yeah,
that
Yeah,
I can relate
I
to.
tried watching like 3 episodes and I'm like, this is
Berserk
just
or Attack on Titan.
no, yeah, Titan.
Yeah, I watched like the first episode.
It was like,
I watched
I'm
episode
not-
1 through like 3 or 4, and I'm like, everyone's like so adamant about each character being so unique and so cool. and
But
it's
the
like,
thing is, we have only seen 4 episodes.
But see,
maybe
but
it
at
gets
that
better.
point, you
But
gotta
I'm
watch
just telling
that
you right-
many to get hooked in.
Maybe it's episode 5. Maybe we literally stop before the episode where everything kicks off.
that's my thing. With a lot of shows, me and my other friend watch. We give it 3 episodes because a show should hook you on episode 1 and want to keep you coming back through episode 2 and 3.
That's true.
That's how it works. Doctor Stone is a show that's coming out right now. And the whole concept of episode 1 is showing how daily life is and then fucking destroying it entirely. And setting the world back into the caveman era
Mhm.
by basically turning every single human living thing into stone.
Weird.
And it's a really fucking cool first episode because you see like, oh, society's where it is now. And then gone. Completely and utterly gone.
And now you're interested.
And you're interested because you're like, what the fuck happens next? What? And then it brings in a lot of really interesting things. Like it actually uses real science to explain things. And it like uses that math and that knowledge. And like it slowly starts to teach you things that you didn't know.
Yeah.
Or if you knew them, you just go, oh.
I get that.
And you're just like, oh, that's really cool. It brings it all in.
Yeah.
The main character is such a fucking pretentious cunt, though.
Yeah, sometimes main characters need to be dicks in a world of like good people.
But-
and then it shows how bad they are and it makes it interesting.
But he's just a pretentious cunt to be a pretentious cunt. Like he made clothes. You want to know what he stitched into his clothes?
What?
E equals MC squared, right?
So what a dude. Oh wow,
But-
he's epic.
The fucking
And
brand.
he's like, I'm so fucking smart. Equals MC squared.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
like, are you gonna forget gravity, you dumb fucker?
Yeah.
It's like you're not that smart if you don't understand that this is just gravity.
Well,
And it's like, and it was just like,
Wait,
he
equals
made-
MC squared isn't
Yes.
Is it?
Is
no,
it?
I don't think so.
E equals MC squared is the formulaic thing.
No, that is
You-
not.
Hey,
that is
Google,
not.
what is E
I know it's not.
equals
I
fucking.
guarantee
You
you.
didn't even turn on.
It's energy
dumb
equals
bitch.
mass. That's energy. That's the equation for energy, not gravity.
I swear to God, it's the
No,
for,
yeah,
it's for
that's
gravitational
energy.
pull.
That is straight up energy. Hold on. Fuck you. Fuck you,
Then maybe
keyboard.
Mass
wrong.
energy equivalent. Energy equivalent states that anything having mass has an equivalent amount of energy and vice versa. Literally nothing to do with gravity.
Keep looking in, because I swear to God, because I recently looked into
not.
this. I recently looked into
Yeah,
this.
in
It was-
physics, mass energy equivalent states that anything having mass has an equivalent amount of energy and vice versa.
Literally, gravity is nowhere in this
Yeah.
Wikipedia
if
article.
I remember
so far.
correctly, it was because of that that was what
looks
he
like
found for.
Drayton's a little off.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
E equals
I
MC
might
squared.
be off, but I remember that being the formula that Einstein used to calculate gravity.
No,
No, that's a different one.
no,
What
this
was
is for energy.
What was the formula to calculate gravity? Because then I might just be mixing up the formulas.
Probably.
That's probably what you're
That's
doing.
probably what it is. Because you know,
Well,
when you have so
is-
many fucking formulas you need to remember through high school, you kind of
It's
just go fuck.
Part of it was just how adamant you were. Like, no, this has to do
Yeah,
with
this guy's a
gravity.
fucking idiot.
Because no, I was saying because he's pretentious anyway.
It's
You're making clothes for
F
survival.
equals G something.
Times M1 times M2
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
R
Sub.
squared.
Yeah, that was
So it's force of gravity equals gravitational constant
Yep.
times
And then
mass of one object,
Yep.
times mass of another object. Yeah, same
Distance between
picture.
the two objects.
Yep. So
Oh, we both
Fucking-
look at the same picture
it's not the same. Yeah. So it's not at all anything to do with
because I
gravity.
mixed them up. Yeah,
You
so that's my
fool.
bad. But he's still a pretentious cunt for doing that.
Yeah, you're right.
Fuck that
I mean,
guy.
like, dude, you make clothes for survival and you put equals empty square on your clothes because you're smart.
Why not, dude? You have to show it off.
Big brain energy, dude. His alphaness will
Big dick
get
plays.
rid of
He's
that
the
Beta.
beta.
Is.
weakest character in the show.
Yeah, and he needs to pretend to be an alpha to get rid of the betas.
Guess what? His friend is the alpha, and he's just like, bro, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight anybody. And he's like, he constantly goes, oh, I'm so smart. You're an idiot. That's literally his whole character throughout most of the show.
Yeah.
And it sucks because he's like, you could be a cool character if you just not do that.
You know what's funny? That's something that you just said. Like, I did something similar to that, kind of like smart like an idiot. I sounded like an edge boy in one of the recordings of Surge we did.
Go on.
Edge boy. Oh, are you talking
I
about
was
the album
talking
covers?
about no, I was talking about Invader Zim. I'm like, oh, people. I said people just meme Gur and don't know what it means and they don't understand the show and oh, it gets me so mad. And I'm like, I listen back. I'm like, I'm such a fucking cringe lord in this exact moment. I'm such an edge boy. Like they don't get it. They don't get the edginess of the show.
Well, I mean, when people talk about like certain, like again, back to Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
When they talk about how like, oh, the show is so,
and I fucking
blah,
did
blah,
that, and that was
blah,
the
blah,
worst
blah.
thing.
Exactly
It's
what
like-
you did beat for beat, dude.
Exactly
like-
what I did.
it's like, okay, is that all you care about? That's kind of where it comes down to. Is like, if something has a meaning in a show, you have every right to go, that has a meaning more than that. You're
Yeah.
missing a
Yeah.
point of it. But when your whole argument for a show being good is that argument, it's like,
And I totally did. I'm like, they don't get
Okay.
it. And I'm like, I'm that fucking guy. I totally just did that. The point is, I really like Invader Zim, and I totally turned into one of the worst people for that. And I just wanted
Well, I
to
mean, here's
clarify
the-
and elaborate. 'cause
here's the thing, you're still not the worst person because you know that you're doing that.
But in the moment, and even in the moment, I felt like I went, oh, they just don't get it. And I went, that's, God damn it.
You had the fucking blockers
Except
on,
I'm like,
man.
I
You
didn't
know.
go back and I just wanted for the record, even though it's not going to be there, just say I totally did that.
But,
I just need to clear
Again,
the air on that
if
one.
the fact you can look back at it and go, I was kind of weird. I kind of got weird about
Yeah,
that.
I
That means
totally
you're still
did.
way better than the
I
other person
totally
who doesn't
did.
understand that they're being weird about it and just going, they don't get it.
Yeah. Again, I just think Invader Zim is a ton of fun. It's fun animation. Like it's fun to look at. It's funny. It's like
Isn't it just Flash though?
no.
No,
It's a 2D animation, but like it's not like clearly Flash. It's just like
it was hand drawn, wasn't it?
yeah, I think so. No, I don't know.
No, I don't
But
think it was.
regardless, it's just a darker humor show, and I really like that. And they don't get it. No, just kidding.
Those fools.
Yeah, exactly. So
But yeah,
I just
like-
want to elaborate on that. So you're the stone thing with EA equals MC squared. I'm sorry for cutting you off there. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
very
I was
important
wrong,
that I
was
got
wrong on
there.
that then. That's my bad. I get equations mixed up a lot.
Yeah, which is
It was
fair.
a
which is
really
fair.
big problem in high school, which is why I had to write them down a lot. but
Yeah,
that's my bad. But you're still a pretentious asshole for that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you're building clothes for survival, and you feel the need to fucking etch in equals
like
empty
go out
square.
of your way to seem like a
And
smart
it's right
man.
here too, on the fucking collar of your shirt, just for you to be like, I'm smart. And it's
Hey.
like there's 3 people in this fucking world.
Yeah.
There's him, his friend, and then the one other guy they revive in the meantime. And he doesn't need to show that he's smart. Because then the guy who's actually like one of the most important
Yeah.
characters, who's a fucking badass, he's literally like, I'm probably just as smart as you.
And
I
he's
don't-
like, oh no,
he's wearing a fucking lion.
he's an alpha too.
Don't fucking
He's
challenge my
wearing a
authority.
fucking lion as a fucking coat.
Yeah.
Because he just killed a lion with his bare hands. So it's like, oh,
Oh, he's strong.
he's fucking cool. You're a bitch.
Sam, do you have anything to add to this?
I
I just
all
noticed you've been quiet for a
I
while.
don't
and
know,
you've been on
I
your
just- I
phone
don't know,
for a
I
The
bit.
don't-
show that you like that other people don't like.
that I like that other people don't like. I don't know. Well, see, that's the thing. Though. I don't watch a lot of anime. Like, I don't
Well,
necessarily.
that has nothing to do with the anime, just a show.
Anime,
Just a
in
I
general.
talked about
show?
Invader Zim, which is an anime. I talked about.
I see. That's my
yeah.
thing. Though. I don't really care for anime.
I'm not.
You I get what you're saying.
I just don't. I really like. There's only the ones that I fucking watched is Dragon Ball, which I just grew up with. It's
Kid
kid.
stuff.
Yeah.
Death Note, JoJo, and then One Punch.
Well, you don't have to talk about anime. You can talk about any
JoJo's because
show.
of me.
Well, yeah, because of you. But then, like, other than that, the show wise, I don't know.
show wise that you really like that's obscure.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about shows in general. Video Zim isn't an anime.
I guess American Horror Story was like one that like it turned into shit real
It got
fast.
too big too quick.
Too quick, and then it was turned into like SJW shit. Just
I mean,
I couldn't get behind it.
my thing was just like I didn't think it was scary. Like I watched it. I remember there's one episode about an asylum, and the
Yeah.
guy is like looking through a hole and like masturbating to a girl he's watching, and like all of a sudden he's like. The doctor's like, come with me. He's like, yo, what's up, doc? I was looking through the hole and I was trying to bust a fat nut before you stopped me.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. And then also the doctor, and I'm like, oh, it's a comedy type show. Like I literally, I'm like, oh, it's a comedy type show.
You are funny.
And then he goes, no, you cretin. And then he like, I'm like, oh, it's serious. Like the way he reacted was like he was setting it like everything that show whenever they tried to be like dark and creepy and edgy, it felt like they were setting up for a punchline and the punchline would never come. And then they would just be like, no, dark and ominous. And they would continue on. And I'm like, oh.
There's a lot of stuff.
I watched one episode though, so maybe I missed a lot, but yeah, go on.
Yeah, anyways, I guess I don't fucking know. I just lost my train of thought. You just went so fast. Fuck.
So you're saying American Horror Story?
Yeah, I was talking about it. And
it
then
grew
you
too fast.
You fucking jump like holy shit, dude. Like, come on, you talk about me not like talking enough. I mentioned like what 2 sentences, and then you fucking steal the spotlight. Do you not realize why I get quiet a lot? Because that shit happens a lot.
But then there's the thing. There's moments of dead silence. And then
Dead silent. There was no dead
No,
silence.
I'm not even talking about right now. I'm talking about in general.
In general,
In the game, I'll be sitting and playing. He'll be silent, and then you'll be silent for like multiple seconds, and then I'll start humming something, and then
Yeah, and
someone
then
joins in.
and then I'll try to say something. It's like I'm trying to include you in the conversation so you're not bored. But like again, when Drayton was talking, I didn't know what he was talking about. I'm still adding in things to his conversation and then letting him go again. That's what I was doing there. So I wanted you to continue. That's why I gave you the spotlight again.
okay.
Yes, and don't just yell at me.
Yes, and anyways, if you like American Horror Story, I bet you the only fucking seasons you like is the first one, the second one, fuck Freak Show. That one was fucking lame.
Why is it lame? Did it not do anything?
Well, the
interesting, or
problem, it got rid of horror. Like after a while, it just went to like, okay, here's this creepy clown that's roaming around the grounds killing people. And then you realize who the fucking clown is, and then he has a sad story, and then here's this fucking psychopathic
sad clown.
Yeah, it's like, oh, he was retarded, basically. That's what it came down to.
Oh, fun.
And then he got bullied, so then he tried killing himself with a sawed-off shotgun.
Oh.
And then he even fucked that up, and he makes fun of himself because of that, so he has no fucking jaw. So that's why he
Oh my
wears a
God.
fucking skull mask,
Oh, I've
practically.
seen that, yeah.
Yeah, and then he's like, I try making kid laugh because that's how he sounds, not because he's retarded, because he's missing a jaw. Like that's literally how he sounds.
Yeah,
I'm laugh, and so like,
Yeah.
oh my god, and then it steers away from the horror because then it just turns to a story about how people like the one chick just wants she wants to be popular, this and that. She wants power in the entertainment industry, and it's just fucking lame. And then what other season is there after that one? It's Hotel. That one was just a fucking dumb murder fest of just like, oh, here's Lady Gaga, and she's a vampire, and she's with the guy from fucking White Collar.
Hot.
She was in the show.
Yeah, she's a fucking she's in the show, and she's like, I see all my pretty beasts, and she like helps out one guy that's like a cross dresser, and that was kind of cool. But then it just ends with her killing his friends for I guess no reason because it takes place in the 70s, so it's like, oh, of course you can't be a cross dresser. And I was like, okay, that was a bit forced because then she kind of went to the stance like, if they don't agree with us, we just kill them. And I was like, okay, it's a bit heavy-handed here. And then had a dumb fucking twist where it's like, oh, he was the serial killer the whole time. He was chasing himself.
But was it like laughably bad?
Yes, it was like it was like super fucking cringy. And then they did one that was really, it was a nice concept because they filmed it differently. It was not Coven. No, it was Coven. It was about like I guess where is it? It's an actual island that Native Americans they controlled, but then when the Pilgrims came in, they wiped them all out, and they claimed that the land was haunted because they did like sacrificial shit. But so in the show, it's like these Pilgrims would they'd kill each other for sacrifices towards this witch in the woods.
Nice.
Yeah, as one does, and then like
You gotta do.
And so like when you come onto the lands during a blood moon, the ghosts get angry and they just start killing. It was really it was weird, but what made it more interesting was that it starts off like a documentary.
Oh.
So it's a fake documentary of like here's the actors from the previous seasons playing as new characters, and then they'd have different actors who were like, oh, this is just my on-screen counterpart who's portraying me. And so like they would talk about like a story that would happen, and it was interesting enough, but then it always ended kind of like abruptly with just like, oh, here comes the ghosts, and they're just killing everyone, like putting them on like
Nice.
spikes and then burning them and then getting shot with arrows. It was like, okay, this is interesting enough, but then again it just turns into fucking, you guys ever seen Paranormal Activity
Yep.
4 and 5?
No,
Yeah,
I
I've
haven't.
seen all of them. They're just bad.
Like, you know how fucking the 5th one, Ghost Dimension, ends, where it's just like as soon as they start fucking with the ghost and then it starts killing them all. That's literally how that season
Really?
ends. Yeah, where it's just like, oh, here we go. Now it's just a murder spree.
Nice.
It was like, okay, some lazy ass fucking writing.
Because after a certain point, Paranormal Activity just went, fuck it.
Right? The first 3 are good.
Yeah, the first one is really, really
I
good.
was on the fence about it during that storm that hit our state. And we were just like, fuck it, let's watch a horror movie. And I was like, oh, dude, this thing's gonna be shit, but I'll watch it. And I'm like, oh, wait, no, this is like really
yeah.
surprising
There's
how
a-
they did this.
Yeah, there's like a reason it had a series behind it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one is really, really good. It's a
Yes.
really good, like, kind of. It's a
fun
pseudo
horror movie.
mystery story.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
is it really a ghost? Is it not? What's happening here? Is it someone fucking with them? And then it slowly starts to bleed into like it could be paranormal. It could be.
Right.
It's Paranormal Activity in the name, but it's like it kind of plays off the idea that maybe it's not.
Yeah.
It slowly starts to build and build and build
Right.
until it hits the. It is.
Yeah.
And you hit 2, and then it goes back in time, and it's like, what happened to get to here?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it goes.
that's
It jumps
interesting.
back like a month prior, or something like that.
Then 3 goes back literally
Yeah, when they're
years and
kids.
years.
That one was kind of like,
It's where it started to go from like
yeah,
a paranormal movie to like a witch movie.
yeah.
really.
It's like, oh, why are they doing this? Like, oh, what's the mystery? It steered away from the horror aspect, more like the mystery, but without the horror.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Like it wasn't as predominant.
it was still there, but it was just like basically the same stuff you'd already seen. It
Right.
didn't reinvent the wheel.
Right. Because like the first one, like watching that, I was like,
Sorry. I
just
hit the
how
mic.
they filmed it was just so like, because the
Real.
budget was okay. James from Dead Meat said it's 15, but I saw somewhere where it said it's 11,000 that they worked off of.
Oh yeah, it was minuscule
Yeah, it was just
because they actually just use cameras.
they actually used
Mhm.
cameras. So what they did was they put cameras up in corners that had long narrowing shots where you can see deep into the picture basically. So like the classic bedroom shot where it's like,
yeah, I love that shot so
it's
much.
so good because you could see into their hallway, and then they deliberately leave all the doors open, so then you can see into those rooms, and then they kind of like they put stuff kind of like by the door frame a little bit, where it's
to
like,
mess with you a little.
yeah, so it's like, is there someone back there? Is someone standing
He's
there?
actually a ghost.
Right.
Because that's all. That's pretty much what Paranormal Activity 1 is. Is it a ghost
Or is it
or
a dude?
someone fucking with them?
Right. Yeah.
That's really cool. I like that idea a lot.
Because it slowly starts to build. Like maybe it is
it
somebody.
does drop that though with like, it's because as soon as you see the Ouija board scene, that's when you know it's
Yeah,
like, okay,
it goes from it slowly. It starts off like, is it someone fucking with us? To maybe not, and then it just cuts.
yeah,
That's
because
where I'm like, it's like now it's a ghost story.
yeah, because there are some scenes where it's like shit's going down into the kitchen, and then they're like, okay, because it does kind of leave up to the imagination, like, oh, did someone
What
break
happened
in?
here? Yeah.
Right. But then it just drops. Like, oh my god, the fucking baby powder.
Oh,
Oh, that is such a good scene. I
think
love it.
some of the best scenes are when nothing happens.
Yes.
Or if something happens, it's very, very light, and it's
And
like,
subtle. You can miss
Uber
it.
subtle. Like there's
Like-
one where there's like a shadow, like
goes really far in the background.
yeah, it
and
goes
just fucking
you're-
really quick.
yeah,
you're
and
like-
then it gets closer, that it'll go onto the door, and then it goes away, and I was like, oh, but it doesn't focus on it. It focuses on something else.
I really, really like the scene where Mika's wife stands up and just stares at him.
Yes.
Because that's because it's not subtle, but it's not anything really big. It's somewhere in the middle ground where it's just like the
She
ghost
just stares.
possesses her, stands up and stares at her husband for hours on end.
It's great.
It's like 6 hours of her staring, and then she lays back down, wakes up, and goes, "I'm really tired."
Right.
And
That's creepy because that's completely unexplainable. He doesn't know it, and no one knows. It's just like, oh, I'm tired, but you see it.
Yeah, you see it. And then apparently it's based on the books, but part of the part that kind of makes me mad is that throughout the movie, he's Mika, the husband or boyfriend, he's always going back and watching the footage.
and then not saying anything.
Right. And that's the part that pissed me off, because
Well,
like
You don't want to seem crazy.
But he can show them the footage.
right, yeah, that's the thing. Because
He's so ingrained on the idea that he needs to keep it a secret until he has enough
Right.
evidence.
and then
And it's like, you have evidence, man.
yes. And so part
People
of the
are
thing
crazy, dude.
that Paranormal Activity always does, that me and Hunter picked up on, is that there's going to be one couple is gonna believe, like part of the relationship's gonna believe that okay.
For about 50 minutes.
Oh, okay.
That's all.
One of them's gonna believe that it's a ghost. The other one's gonna think it's a joke, right? So that's
Yeah.
what the first one does. But the thing is, Mika sees when he watches the footage back, he sees this crazy shit and just
It could be
Nah.
them fucking.
Well,
with me.
maybe it could be someone. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you're just so scared about it, you don't know what to do.
No,
You just kind of pretend to try to be like, I don't know.
He's weird in one.
He's-
He's really weird because he's like, I want a photo, I want to video everything, and he's really adamant about
Yup.
it. And then he gets to the point where it's like shit starts popping off, and he's like, I still want to keep. I want to see how far it goes.
Then he like patronizes the fucker, and then the
More
scene
of a
where she's
curiosity.
but like that's the thing. The demonologist guy was like,
oh yeah,
don't.
he's a demonologist.
He's like, don't fuck with this thing. Don't do it.
He's
and
like,
then
get
he,
the fuck out if you can.
Yeah, and then
this
he-
place is dangerous.
yeah,
That's
Like,
awesome.
I'm for
I
real.
love that.
I'm for real with you right now. I've never felt anything like this. I'm fucking leaving as soon as I can. You guys should too.
well,
That's
no,
really cool.
because he said it doesn't. Remember, the ghost, it doesn't haunt the house. It haunts her. When he comes in for the second time, he's like, no, this is too dangerous. I have to leave.
Yeah, he says I'm getting the fuck out
Yeah,
of here.
he walks in, then he just walks right back out.
He literally takes 2 steps. He's like, one, two, fuck this. Walked
Yep.
out.
He's like, I'm done.
He didn't
That's-
say fuck this, but he looked around like,
Like, fuck this.
I'm
Right.
leaving.
And the other beautiful thing about it is like, there's a scene where Katie, when she gets fucking possessed, she's sitting in the kitchen hallway and she's clutching a cross
Mm.
and she's squeezing it so hard her hand's bleeding.
Yeah.
And fucking Mika grabs the cross and then he throws it in the fucking fire pit and then he records the cross burning for no apparent reason. He just burns this fucking cross.
Maybe low key, he's like, I can make money off this.
I could fucking
He,
do this.
that's
make
probably
bank.
that's one of the things is like someone's theory about it is that he keeps seeing it and he keeps hiding them somewhere so that he can make money later if he leaves. It's like there's a lot of theories that are like he saw it happening and went, I can make money off this
Right. I
shit."
can
Yeah,
fucking
but you don't know, and that's I
'Cause
think
he
that's
never
kind of
says.
But
and that's
no,
kind of interesting though, is to be
there-
like, why is he doing this?
But you don't know why he's doing it, but there is like clear evidence where it's like he should know that this is something paranormal. He
Yeah.
because there's like clear scenes of like shit flying, doors slamming. The bed doesn't move. That's from that's from the spoof one where the bed moves. I just remember that now.
No, it's not the bed that moves. It's something else. It's
Well, there's a
it's the
door
baby
move.
crib that
The-
moves in the original.
In the original, there's
I thought it
no.
was that too.
That's two. There's no crib in the first
Oh yeah,
one.
because they don't have kids yet.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
It's the other ones. Yeah, because there's one where the ghost starts fucking with the baby to try
Yep.
and possess it.
Yep.
I've seen one Paranormal Activity now.
I think you would like the first three.
I
like,
don't
hands
know
down.
which one I watched though.
Who was in it? What was the main form of
Okay.
videoing?
Years. This was years and years and years ago. So now
Okay.
I have to really dig deep in my mind to figure out what this is. Okay, so I remember the end. So they go into a house. There's a bunch of people inside, a bunch of cultists.
3.
That's
Is that
three?
Three. Wait, hold on. Keep on going. Like, does he walk into a room and he flicks on
Is
the
it
light?
he that is walking?
I believe it's a guy. I remember there being a treehouse, right? There's a treehouse
It's
or
like
like
3 or
something
4.
like that.
Now I'm trying to think.
There's I think the
Keep
little
going.
girl has a
Go on,
treehouse
stop
that she
you.
goes into. I'm really it's so long ago. I remember it skeeved me out because I was really little and I was in Michigan. Shoot, what was it? I just remember the ending scene being like the cultist and he's trying to run away and he gets caught. And that's
Okay,
how it ends.
that's probably 3.
3 or 4.
Because 3.
Okay.
No, isn't
No,
3
4.
is it?
Oh no,
3
4 does.
Isn't 3 the one where it's the little girl and the boy who eventually gets taken and she uses the laptop camera to like
Wait, I feel
follow
like
around?
I feel
That's
like
4.
That's 4.
I
Okay,
feel
then
like-
it would be 3. I think.
maybe
Yeah,
I
it's
saw one where
3.
the girl's interacting with the ghost.
There's 2.
Yes.
There's 2 that have something like that, but I'm guessing it's 3 or 4 where it's
Okay,
it's
okay.
a girl who has a laptop who's looking like trying to prove shit to her family.
Yeah.
I don't know. I remember there being a scene with a knife flying in the air. I'm just now remembering.
Oh wait,
A knife
that
starts
might be
going up.
4. That's 4 then.
That's 4.
That's 4. I
Because
watched.
Probably
she walks into the house across the street.
Yeah,
And then
all
there's
the cultists
Katie.
are there, and then the kid is sitting in the living room. She's like, "What are you doing here?" And she
The
grabs him
knife
and-
like goes up. There's
Yeah.
a knife that's floating.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a scene
That's a prior.
prior scene.
But
Okay,
I'm talking about
okay.
the ending where you look out and you see eyes in the distance, and she flips it, and the camera shows people.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
Waves
yeah.
of
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, so that's 4. That's
That's
4.
4.
Okay, good. Okay, now we figured that out. That's really interesting because I had to really dig deep.
Because I knew what one you were talking about. Because as soon as you mentioned there was like a girl talking to a ghost, because I remember because it's not the
Mhm,
girl, it's the kid, it's a boy.
Oh,
there's 2
It's
boys.
It's a little boy who has a friend that throughout the story he talks to, and is completely fine up until a certain point where it just flips and the haunting starts, and the ghost just goes batshit.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's usually how that's
yeah, that's how it goes. But for him, it was really weird because
Oh,
the kid.
and the carbon monoxide scene, I believe. Right?
yes, where I love that scene. She's trapped in the garage, and
Yeah,
then
she
the
slowly
car
So,
starts
starts
that's
up.
four. That's four.
Yes, that's 4.
Okay, that's so interesting that I like keep like as I think I'm like do. I remember talking through it. I remember like the whole time I was watching it with my sister and someone else because we were just whatever
Yep.
visiting family, and like just it was so interesting just to watch us be like yeah whatever and like make jokes about it. Even then,
Yep.
I was skeeved out, but I was also making jokes, which was helping a ton.
Yeah.
And things like that. And then we went to bed after that. Whatever. I was fine. But it was just like it's just really interesting that I watched the fourth one. So the fourth one, what is your verdict on the fourth one? On your guys' verdict?
It's okay. It's not. The ones after it are really fucking bad.
Okay, so that's like the point of like when it's like okay,
Yeah, because it kind of like teeter totters.
okay.
Because it has the what is it called? I don't remember. Blumhouse kind of effect where
Yeah.
they just
Mhm,
kept
mhm.
getting lower and lower budgets to try and do the same thing. They
No.
got a little bit of a budget for a while, and then as soon as it started like
they
teeter
got
down,
after 3 or 3 is the one that gave them a bigger budget. That's when they started getting like millions to start working
okay,
with
so it
shit.
was the
Oh, okay,
opposite
okay.
of Blumhouse.
Yep.
Yeah,
Because
and-
they had more money, but they tried to give it like a creepy, like authentic look.
Yeah, old
and it
look.
didn't like sell well.
like four is the one where they tried something different,
Because they did like
and I can appreciate the hell out of that.
they
Awesome.
they
Okay.
showed like you watch Katie like do like more demonic shit, which
Yeah.
freaked me the fuck out.
Because-
Because I didn't like, oh, they're not gonna do this, but then they, well, here it is.
Because in the first ones, it was basically like Katie would stand for hours on end, staring at her boyfriend or husband, and just
Yeah.
look.
Is it the same group?
It's the same family.
Yeah, it's the same family.
Oh, really?
Like
Yeah,
without spoiling it, yeah, it's
It's the same family.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Because,
well, except for Ghost Dimension.
yeah, that one's just
That one's
just-
weird.
weird.
It's
Okay.
Yeah, they
Okay.
tie it in weird.
Because not like to really cliff notes it. The house is haunted. One of them is haunted, and a lot of Paranormal Activity past 2 is just everyone else.
No, none of
Look,
them. None of them
No,
were the buildings
not,
haunted.
not everyone else. I'm saying everyone else realizing that it's happening to her, because 4 ends with seeing Mika's wife standing amongst them.
Yep.
With the kid in her hand.
Yep.
It's really
yeah.
after 1 and 2 is setting up that she is possessed, and then after that, it's pretty much just like she's possessed now. She is now the antagonist.
Yep.
Go for it.
That's really making me really curious because I remember watching it just being scared. I don't remember a whole lot. I have to rewatch them. Absolutely.
They're really good.
I got him on the living room. Hunt them, brought him over, and we
Hell
watched them
yeah,
all.
dude. Let's do that.
We should do a riff cast on that. Like we should not like we should do a video of us just watching it and be like, this is
Kind of
so
like what
fucking-
Jack's Films does with Dominic's with anime. You ever see that? He
No,
sometimes
no.
he just watches the films, their reaction, and there's
Mhm.
like you can watch along through this service where it's actively streaming where they are.
Mm.
So like people can watch them, and it's literally just it doesn't show any anime on the screen. It's just them watching it, and then they used to do that pretty frequently. And then Jack would chop up the good reactions, and just kind of place them together and be like, if you know the anime, you'll probably know what parts we're talking about. If you don't, some of the reactions are just funny anyways. But like you got to stream, and again, there's a website that would literally like put you where they were, so you could watch along with them.
Right.
So maybe we could do something like that. I think that'd be fun.
It would
We
be
should
fun.
also watch it just alone too, because some of these movies are better enjoyed just between people,
Mm.
like without trying to put up a bit, because a lot of it is genuinely still very unsettling.
Maybe we should watch Paranormal Activity by ourselves and then watch it with the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, I fucking watched them all like 2 weeks ago, practically. Like, okay, so first one's good, second one's pretty solid, third one, it's there until it gets to the end. The ending's kind of like, okay, it just
throws it.
yeah, it just gets rid of it.
Okay.
Or
It's the one where I think it kind of went a little bit up because it tried something different.
yeah,
Okay,
they
okay.
did a lot. Like
They did have a really bad brand.
branding with Connect,
There's a
but they
whole
sold it pretty kind of.
It was cool.
It was cool.
but it was really
It was
okay.
incredibly forced.
because it's literally like the kids are dancing to Just Dance, and they're literally dancing, and they're like, the Connect's so fun. And
Right.
then a scene later, they use the Connect in a really fucking cool way.
Yes.
Where you get to see the ghost a little.
Oh, I feel like yeah.
And
Yeah.
you get to
'Cause
see it.
you-
and it's like, that's fucking
You
cool.
could see all the
It's so-
dots and shit like
It's
that.
so
and then
odd.
it also does facial recognition. It's like
Yep.
the
And
ghost is in the background. It's like, does not recognize face. Does not
Ooh,
recognize
that's really
face.
neat.
Does
Yeah.
not
That's
recognize
really,
face.
So, like,
really
they
it's
do
fucking
tie-in.
creepy.
right, they do really like subtle shit like that. That's fucking nice.
So
But then it's just like Xbox Connect.
Yeah.
I can guarantee the Xbox is like you have to at least have some funny moments with the Connect.
Yeah, they're playing
So
a boxing game. Yeah, and then Just Dance.
Yeah. And it's a cool moment if they didn't do the other parts where they're like, oh, we're having so
Wow.
fun with just the Connect.
Are you
blah,
playing
blah, blah.
with the Xbox Connect or
Connect.
the Xbox 360 Connect?
And like, if they didn't do that shit,
Right.
it would be such a better
Xbox
moment.
probably forced them to do it though.
Oh,
Yeah,
hands down.
They force you to say it, especially during that time.
Yeah, exactly.
Nowadays, you don't need to. You don't need to as much. As long
Yeah.
as it's implied that isn't a
Yeah.
partnership.
As long as it's not as bad as the new Transformers with Mark Wahlberg, the first one, where like literally there's
When he
this-
drinks the Budweiser.
Yeah. No, it was a Bud
Yeah,
Light,
yeah.
wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it was
whatever. It was an
Budweiser.
alcohol off the. Yeah, it was fucking stupid.
Incredibly far. That's
like,
the thing with World War Z. At the end,
Pepsi.
with where he's drinking the fucking Pepsi, and he just like stops and goes, and he just.
Didn't Brad Pitt want really, or whoever that was, really
Brad
want?
Pitt.
It was Brad Pitt. Really went out of that. Really went out of that.
Huh?
We got distracted for a second.
Hold on.
What were you saying?
Okay. I was just saying. I'm pretty sure Brad Pitt really didn't want to do that role. Wanted to get out of his contract and just
No, he
did it.
really wanted to do that role.
I feel like
I've always heard the
both
opposite.
ways.
I've
It
always
was,
heard the
it was
opposite.
as it went on, he wanted to get out of it.
Yeah, I'm
Because
sure
they
he
kept on
wanted.
doing reshoots.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that's what it was.
I thought he was the one who wanted to do reshoots. I've always heard the opposite, where he really
no.
wanted the movie to do well.
Well, yeah, because he sunk in so much time to it.
And yeah, because he was basically the director.
Oh, not really. No, because he was telling the director what to do like halfway through because he just got fed up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He basically became the director and then just took over.
Yeah,
I remember that's always the story I heard, where he at first was like it was a regular thing, and then he just went, since I'm now put so much time and money into this, I am basically becoming the director, and I want this to do good because it's my vision of it.
But also, the media kept on pushing it like, if you're a family man, what would you do to keep your family alive? That's what they started pushing it. That's why they kept on, because they kept on asking him, like, so what do you think about your kids? What do you think they think of it? Like all this other shit. Like, how would you save these guys in this
Yeah.
situation? That's why he got more like wrapped
Yeah,
in.
I'm looking into it right now, folks.
Is it confusing?
'Cause
Because it's probably very confusing.
very-
Because it's probably a bit of both of us. Like,
Yeah.
he totally wanted to help and be a part of it and suck a bunch of money, or he probably wanted to get the fuck
Okay.
out of there at some point.
right.
In World War Z, Brad Pitt's first attempt to build himself an action franchise, he would try to save the world from zombie domination.
Yeah.
But amid delays, onset drama, and rumors that the budget had ballooned above $200 million and that Pitt had clashed with director Mark Forster, Hollywood began to wonder if Paramount's thriller was dead on arrival. As the blockbuster finally hit theaters, Laura M. Holson reports on the behind-the-scenes stuff. Let's see what's up. Bad Pitt. Don't be nervous. Whatever. Okay, whatever. It's a mystery. I don't feel like looking into it. The point is, someone was an asshole.
Yeah, dude, fuck them guys.
Do we want to transition? Not the asshole.
That was
Well,
an
I
asshole.
just wanted to say
Was
World
that
War
it?
Z plays out like a shitty Left 4 Dead 2 level.
Probably. There's
It plays out like a shitty Left 4 Dead
Custom.
clone level.
but the thing
yes.
is, they've also like the World War Z game I've heard is like a Left 4 Dead 2 or 3 essentially.
Practically.
The
Yeah.
new one, it's actually, I've heard it's pretty good.
I heard it's pretty good too.
Like,
okay.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's just it's a good like fuck around game.
Yeah, like Left 4
Would not
Dead.
pay $60 for it, but
I think on sale it'll be good.
30 at max.
Yeah.
If
Okay.
it came with year 1 DLC.
Yeah.
If there is any DLC.
If there is.
Do you want me to
Let's fucking do it.
transition? Okay.
Hello there, podcast listeners. It is I, Austin. I'm here to tell you some things about the upcoming segment, Am I the Asshole? And talk about the ending of this podcast. Number 1, we're loud. We get easily riled up and excited. We raise our voices at each other during the second Am I the Asshole bit, but please understand that we are not mad at one another. We are close friends who sometimes get heated in discussion, and that's okay. It happens. We're passionate about what we talk about. Number 2, we try to keep the podcast uncut, but a cut had to be made during the second segment because Austin, that's me, said something he did not feel comfortable leaving in. So, when you hear the sounds of this chime, that's where the cut happened. Just so you, at home, know. Number 3, the second Am I the Asshole bit has key information accidentally left out because Austin, that's me, accidentally left out OP's comments. One important factor was that the woman in discussion did not get OP what he asked for, which was a main part of the argument against OP. Along with that, we live in a state where the age of consent is 18 and forgot other places have an age of consent of 16, meaning OP could have been within the right to get what he was trying to buy. This, again, is a major part of the arguments made. So, for the sake of the segment, we shall assume that OP lives somewhere, that the age of consent was 18 and the woman did get him what he was asking for. Austin, that's me. Just wanted to make sure that you at home had all the facts and that all was being done right by OP. Number 4, Austin, you should know who this is by now, snips at Sam at the end for trying to wrap up the podcast. That's because Austin, you get it. thought Sam didn't want to talk about the topic further, when in reality, Sam was dying from heat stroke because of how hot the room had gotten. Austin, me, is in the wrong and should have not snapped at Sam, and this is Austin's apology. And with that out of the way, enjoy Am I the Asshole?
Tickle my asshole.
I did not have one prepared, so
Oh,
I just had to grab one that I saved from a while ago. Drink
fuck?
some water, hold up.
Ejaculation.
Ejaculate. Who the fuck? How thin are those walls? We need photographs.
Look at this photograph.
Perhaps-
You could just see him because it's like paper thin. You can see him just moving like this.
What if he actually is just jacking off into a metal bucket?
It wouldn't surprise me. It feels like that family would have buckets. You know what I mean? That seems like a family who would have buckets.
What's that shit called? You put it underneath your bed and you piss in it?
Bedpan.
Yes, he's got those. That's what
You
he's
piss
doing.
and shit into it.
This one was incredibly highly rated. The ones that we usually use, 1,000, 2,000, maybe 5,000 upvotes.
Okay.
This one has 40.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
40,000 upvotes. Am I the asshole for keeping up my website after being asked to remove it?
Okay.
So what do you think so far?
What's on the website? That's my first thought.
Yeah.
Okay, that's your first thought. No verdict yet. Just instead of being like, because some of them you have a verdict kind of right off the gate. You're like, oh, he's out. He's probably gonna be the asshole or not the
Yeah.
asshole. Right now, you're just up in the air,
It
right?
depends
It's pretty
on.
up in there because it's like you can make your choices on that
Okay.
immediately. And you could say like, all right, maybe because he was asked. It depends on how they asked, why they're asking, blah blah blah. Because some
name,
people
branding. what
because
they're
yeah, some
putting
people
out.
want to keep a domain because
Yep.
the domain is good. Like I know Lawrence Sontag for fucking Funhouse keeps the Big Booties Collective website
Mm,
because it's just a domain he thinks is funny.
right.
It's people will contact him like, can we have that domain? It's like, you still have to, it's a domain. You need to buy it from me.
Yeah.
So it's like some people just like to hold domains because it's good money to hold the domain.
All right. Let's see. Let's hear what this fucker's got.
Okay, here we go. Back in November 2018, I was arrested at work in front of my boss and coworkers. It was the most humiliating thing I've ever experienced. I later learned at the police station that I was being charged with multiple felonies. This came as a huge surprise. Luckily, I was able to keep my wits and lawyer up instead of speaking with the detective. For $13,000, which completely wiped my savings, I was able to retain a criminal defense attorney. However, it cost me everything and I was unable to pay my bond. This resulted in me staying in jail for a total of 54 days. At a status hearing, my attorney presented video evidence of me gassing on my car 3 hours away from where the crimes took place, and I ended up having all my charges dismissed. When I finally got out, I learned that I lost my job, was in the process of being evicted, and my son was in the state's care. His mother is a heroin addict, and I haven't spoken to my own parents in nearly 15 years. They wouldn't let him go to my girlfriend's because they didn't consider her family. Since my release, I've learned that I can't sue the police, and no one gives a shit that I was locked up for 54 days because the detective did poor investigation work. I've gone to the local press about this and was told that what happened to me happens quite a bit. They took down my info, but never followed up. So what I did was create a website sharing my story. I also uploaded the police report and some other documents from the discovery. Literally, the only reason why I was arrested was because an eyewitness said they saw me. If the detective had done his job, he could have verified that I wasn't even in town on that day the crimes took place. This is what pisses me off the most. My life is ruined because of a lazy employee. I'm writing this now because my website is now ranked number 2 on the first page of search results when you type in the town's name. I live in a tourist town and we attract a lot of visitors over the summer. My web traffic has more than quadrupled, and apparently it's gotten someone high up's attention. I received a cease and desist letter recently, which I showed to my attorney. He said sharing my experience online isn't illegal and that everything I stated was fact or my own opinion, protecting me from a defamation lawsuit. Yesterday, I received a visit from 2 officers and the detective who had arrested me. He apologized, stating mistakes can happen. They then talked to me about the website and asked if I could remove it. I said I would delete it on the condition that the detective leave his job and never do police work again. Suffice to say, that isn't happening. After the visit I received, I'm more pissed off that the only reason the detective apologized to me was to get me to take down my website. I don't plan to, and the only one supporting this is my girlfriend. My friends think I'm being spiteful and have suggestions that I have deleted it. Am I the asshole for keeping my website up?
Fuck no. You lost 13 G's. Fuck you.
And your child.
And
your-
your fucking kid.
Yep.
This one seems pretty like plain and cut. Is there any like other like, he did this. or
So I
did
think-
this.
So people, tell them take down your website, blah, 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 all this stuff, and this thread was actually locked.
Oh.
This was locked. Okay, let's see. Let's see what other people see. Yeah, so note, this subreddit does not allow validation posts. So not the asshole that seems like you're looking for validation, but I'll give it to you since that sounds like a nightmare. I hope that your life improves. Yep. And so he talked about it and things like that. And then a moderator had to step in and say, this probably should have been taken down as validation thread, but we're human and can't have an eye on everything. Leaving it up and locking it. Here's the reports, blah, blah, blah. So essentially, yeah, he's the asshole. And this was just interesting to hear the story. And that's why I chose it. Not necessarily for the discussion of is he the asshole or not, but just to get a story out there to see how fucking stupid people can be.
They say that he's the asshole?
No one says he's the asshole.
Oh.
People are like, this is clearly a validation post. Clearly you're not the asshole, and clearly you just want validation. To me, kind of, given the fact that his friends were literally calling him an asshole for doing it, I could definitely see why he'd be like, am I? But lots of people see this as a validation post, as in like he clearly knows he's not the asshole, but he just wants people to say he's not the asshole too, which is against the subs rules. So
I mean, yeah, that was plain and cut, honestly.
yeah, plain and cut. Would you want me to do another one? Try to find another one?
I also feel like saying he's kind of in the wrong a little there, just because he's like, I want you to never work in that job again.
Yeah, that part was kind of like,
it was a mistake, and he should be fucking penalized. But telling someone to quit their job, that's maybe
it fucked up someone's life. Your whole job is to do this, and now someone's life is completely
and that's
destroyed.
why I'm saying he should be reprimanded. He definitely should. He should
he
should have a very big penalty. He should be off that force and then have to work regular, not be a detective anymore.
Right.
Clearly he is not capable of it.
But so much stuff goes under the radar. Like that, I feel like, to at least put it out there, it's not like he's like demanding it. He's like, well, here's an eye for an eye. If you want me to not tell the world that you guys fucked up and ruined my life.
Yeah, but an eye for an eye and the whole world goes blind.
Yeah.
That's not the full saying though. Have you ever heard the rest of the saying?
That's what it turns into though.
But that's not the whole saying.
No, but that's what it turns into. If I keep on going, if I did this, you should do this.
No,
if that keeps on stacking,
I feel like
it's not a good mentality.
Like personally,
I understand where he's coming from.
You're not good at your job because here's the thing: if you're willing to get lazy on this and literally ruin someone's life, you can do that elsewhere.
Here's the thing too: that could be his first mistake in 28 years.
That's also
one
fair.
mistake. And that one mistake, he could lose his job that he has helped. How many people? Countless people.
But we don't know that. That's conjecture.
That's what I'm saying. But that's also what you're saying is that this is his job and he failed it so bad that he should just lose it. Even though he could have been doing good for years and years before that.
I feel like, I don't know.
It's up.
You're right.
And that's what I mean. It's because that might be a little far. I get where he's coming from because he fucking ruined his life. And that's horrible. And he should have done a better job.
Why does he just sue at that point?
He can't. He literally said they because the police, if they truly believe they're doing the right thing, they can get away with it. Yeah. If they truly believe what they're, it's like
he can't do a small claims.
Nope. No. He even said like, I can't get any money back for what happened. I'm literally just straight fucked. Like there's nothing I could do other than put up this website to explain to people my situation, try to get help, and to point out that there are problems.
Keeping up the website is completely fine as long as it doesn't leak any documents that are still under reprimand and anything like that. He's completely fine. That he's not an asshole for keeping it up because he deserves to be able to say, "You fucked me."
Yeah.
And you fucked me so bad to this extent that I'm gonna take on a fucking website that is still that is freedom of speech.
Yeah.
And nothing is illegal happening.
And I get where she's coming from because again, they didn't give a shit. Like the detective literally didn't give a shit about it. And the only reason that the detective went was simply because of the fact that the website was up. If I can guarantee if the website wasn't up, he would just be like, whatever.
He would have already apologized by then.
No, I don't think so.
I swear to you, because if you make that kind of mistake and someone tells you that you made that kind of mistake, he would have I would have immediately contacted them and be like,
but he didn't.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. The website got a bunch of traffic.
That's what I'm saying. Is that he wouldn't anyway. If he really cared that much, he would have gone.
Yeah, but it's clear that the detective didn't care because he didn't. Yeah. And he only did it to save his job.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I guess resigning is a bit harsh, but I also understand how I
think punishment.
I think even just
that's what I'm saying. There needs to be a punishment for him.
Yeah, but I feel like it's within. Yeah, I know. I definitely think that the police force should do something because clearly nothing came of it. He's still a detective. Clearly nothing really happened.
And clearly the what they were solving didn't get solved either. If this is still a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So then that means they didn't do their job anyway either. So he should be getting compensated for this, considering they didn't even find who did it.
Yeah, but the thing is, no compensation. I don't think he's an asshole for just being like, I think you should do this, and and then I'll take down the website. And he said no, and he said he wasn't an asshole about it. He was like, okay, then I'm not gonna take down the website. He has a very strict deal, but he's not like, you need to resign. He's like, you want the website down that bad? Do this. And if the guy says no, deal's off. He's not like forcing him. He's not going after him. He's just leaving the website up and just being like,
if you really wanted to get justice, you need to get justice a different way. That's not how you're gonna get it, because that's
Yeah.
I
too
don't think
far.
he's ever going to though.
He's not gonna-
otherwise.
That's because that happens a lot.
Yeah, and
the shitty part.
that's why he wants to leave the website up, is to be like, help me and see how there's a problem with the system.
Yeah, no, I agree. Keep this website up, but the way he said, I want him to resign from his job when he knows nothing about this person other than that one thing. Don't get me wrong, that one thing is huge. That one thing is fucking massive.
Yeah,
But at the same note,
he could have helped way more lives, and but
He could have done way more good than bad, but that one bad really fucked over
But he
the
also
one
didn't
person.
demand it. He
Yeah.
didn't demand it. He gave an offer. The guy refused. Website stays up.
Yeah, exactly.
Same to them. They walked in. They were like, "Can you please take down the website?"
Yep,
they
and then they
didn't
left.
try and
I
force
feel
it.
like
left.
everybody. I feel like the detective, obviously in this situation, asshole, completely fucking up someone's life, and I
Yeah.
don't think he was an asshole for going in. I think he's kind of an asshole for just apologizing for the sake of like,
His
hey,
job. Yeah,
that's kind of an asshole move. But I don't think he was an asshole for like being like, okay, we're just gonna leave and stuff like that. Like I feel like that whole like situation of like the deal aspect of it was fine.
Yeah.
Would you want another?
Yeah.
Asshole third. Okay.
Yeah, let's get
one last one.
let's get one really good
Okay.
one. Like a really good
No, this one's another one that's pretty.
not cut and dry.
I don't know if this one is though. That's the
I mean,
thing.
just go with your heart. We don't
Okay.
need a really good one.
Go with your heart of your cards, man.
Okay, I'm just gonna go.
You ever watch Yu-Gi-Oh growing up?
Yeah, it's fucking dumb.
Remember that episode where Weevil fucking grabs all the Exodia
Yeah, and
pieces
he just-
out of his hand and just fucking chucks them off a boat? Fuck you.
Here's another one with 16,000, by the way.
Alright.
So, am I the asshole for telling the cashier to fuck off and subsequently demanding her to get her manager because she had a condescending attitude towards me buying condoms?
I
Need way
don't
more.
know.
We need way more.
Okay, that means this is a good one to go into. I'm really, really pissed off at this girl I encountered, and I don't know if I'm just being an immature teen or if I'm justified. Basically, I went to the Walmart down the street because I needed condoms. I'm 16, and I've been told I have a baby face, but I guess that's just how it is. The condoms are locked behind a cabinet thing, I guess, because of theft or something, IDK. But
Already, I don't like him.
but
The
No.
way he's typing.
Yeah.
but I asked the lady who was on shift
16.
but wasn't doing anything if she could open it up. She made a comment, "Aren't you a little young to be needing these, young man?" Which really caught me off guard, and I sort of stammered and stuttered and kind of embarrassed myself, and then I just mumbled again that I need them. She basically made a condescending exaggeration noise, and she said,
I bet he was like,
he said, exaggerated noise. Gotta take what he says. Noise,
Fuck
and
this kid.
and said, I ought to really call your mama and tell her what you're doing instead of helping you act a fool. You know you don't need to be using these before moving towards the condoms. My mom and I go shopping here often, so while I was personally didn't know this lady, it's not likely that she had seen her with this. Here's where I don't know if I'm the asshole because she was getting the condoms, but her threat pissed me off, and she was being such a huge bitch the entire time. I basically said,
Sounds like he's
it's none of your
overreacting.
business why I need these. Fuck off and do your job. She was taken aback at this
Fuck
point, and
this
people
kid.
started to
Yeah,
stare
what
and
a
was like,
fucking
"Excuse
loser."
me." And I said, "You heard what I said." She said, "I'm not going to do anything, and I need to watch my mouth, and she's not going to get anything for anyone with that kind of attitude." And that's when I got really mad because she was wasting my time and humiliating me from the tire store. So no, she was saying
humiliating him.
she was
Yeah.
saying these things in
In a
front of a
fucking
bunch of people.
Walmart.
She was saying these like okay. Let me finish this. Let's not get into that. Okay. So so I said, "Give me your manager if you don't want to do your fucking job then." And she stammered before refusing, so I ended up asking another employee. Long story short, I ended up getting the condoms. I'm still so mad and upset that she essentially humiliated me in front of the entire store, and my heart's been racing the entire day. Did I handle the situation badly? Am I the asshole?
Yes.
His little fucking weasel heart couldn't fucking keep up with his little lizard brain. You fucking asshole. If you're embarrassed buying condoms, don't fucking buy condoms. You're
It's
clearly not ready.
No. He's not embarrassed by
No,
it.
he is.
Yes,
no,
he
no, no,
is.
he is. Because as soon as someone said, "Aren't you a little young?" He went,
No.
maybe I am." Because he's 16. If he was smart and wanted to be adult about it and really wanted to use condoms, he would buy condoms and not pay that any mind. He is clearly too immature at the idea of buying condoms that someone's saying, "You look a little young for this."
And he went, yeah, I want the condom. I do want the condoms. And then she's like, "Well, I'll tell your mom."
No, she said, she's clearly in a joking manner going like, "Aren't you a little young?" And I'm like, "Huh."
No. I would say, given
But
the how
don't
he
forget what
pitched it,
he's saying about her. That's the thing.
He's saying like, "I'm gonna tell your mama about this. You acting a fool."
Because he's 16. He's a minor. He shouldn't be fucking Austin. That's the other biggest
So
thing.
is he supposed to fuck without a condom and get a girl
He shouldn't be
pregnant? Is that
fucking
the-
at all.
But that's what I'm saying. Is like you can't stop him from having sex. He's gonna have
But
sex.
here's the
That's just a
thing.
tragedy
If
of the
you're-
situation.
If you're, that's a tragedy.
Tragedy.
Here's the thing: if you want to be an adult and get condoms, and you feel like you need condoms, and then someone calls you out on it, and you get embarrassed, You shouldn't be fucking.
I think if you're an awkward teenager, I don't think it's fair to take the condoms away from him. I don't think it's fair to give him shit for it. I don't think it's fair to be like, I'm gonna tell your mom.
I think she
the
is
fact
joking.
that he got mad at that
I
too.
bet you any money she was joking. I think he was so fucking worked up at the idea of having to buy condoms.
I don't think
by
Yes, he's a
himself.
there's a lot of
16-year-old.
conjecture here. You're
No,
getting a
no,
lot of
Read
conjecture.
again how he talked to her. Because he went, get your fucking manager, you stupid asshole.
Not right away. He said, yes,
But
I want
no,
the condoms.
But then
She
he
kept
was
sitting.
quiet. He
She
was
kept-
quiet until that moment.
So
And
what's
then
wrong with being
then he
awkward in this
blew.
situation? You're an asshole for being awkward. Fuck
Because
you for
that's
being
not what we're
scared.
saying, Austin.
You
That's
said
not
he
what we're
stammered,
saying.
and you're like,
Have we said that at all?
No.
no, you literally said he got quiet, so obviously
No,
he shouldn't be buying
He
condoms.
drew first blood. He fucked up. He started swearing at her. She wasn't swearing at him.
She was clear.
That's true.
That's
you're
what we're
right.
saying.
No, that's not what you're saying. You always do this, goddammit.
We were. We literally said he clearly is embarrassed by the idea because if someone is here, listen.
Okay.
If we have a friend or an ex-friend who
Yes.
who is dating a minor,
That's different.
anytime we bring it up, he gets defensive.
That's different.
And the
But
boy
he
got
is
Drastically
defensive.
different.
He got
It's not.
defensive.
There's a 20-year-old dating a 16-year-old. That's
It was
drastically
not- it
different than
was
two
not-
16-year-olds
it wasn't
fucking.
It wasn't that. It wasn't 20 and it wasn't 16.
How old were they? What was the age difference?
He was 19. She was 17. She just turned
not bad.
17.
Oh, I just turned 7.
And
Yeah, it's still
that's
illegal.
why.
That's still
But that's
illegal.
what I'm saying. In this scenario, you could read people by text too. This is clearly someone who is embarrassed by the idea of buying condoms. Because if I had to buy condoms, I would go, okay. If
But that's
said-
you.
if
You're confident.
But that's also the thing. Even if you're not confident in yourself and you know you're doing the right thing, you still won't act like that. That's not how fucking people act when they
You don't know that. I would say, okay,
It's a fuck.
okay. I know if I went in and bought condoms at 16 and someone started going,
But
"Aren't
you're
you
buying condoms
young?"
at 16. Here's the thing. That's the fucking thing about this. If you're buying condoms
Did you
at 16,
fuck when you were 16, Drayton?
no.
There's lots of people who do though. Yeah, no, it's
You
not
know,
right.
stuff like-
No, you're right. You completely took me aback. That was good. That was really fucking good.
That was
Drayton.
really funny
That was really good.
because you thought I was gonna go, yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, no, that was good.
I
That
waited
was
until I
good.
was 18.
Did you really?
Yes.
Okay.
I can
I'm
be an
the-
adult about a situation and wait. Because I'm not a fucking 16-year-old who thinks with his dick and then got angry because someone caught him thinking with his fucking dick.
for condom? No.
But I'm saying
That's
you do
why
this-
I'm saying it's
Okay.
so weird. Because it's like if you're in that scenario and you're being a smart person and being an adult about it, and you're like buying condoms, that wouldn't bother you.
But you're
You would have laughed it off.
no, because if you're a little kid, you're like, okay, I would
'Cause this is
I
also
would
what you're
argue
saying. He's
against this.
16.
So
You're
he's
saying
nervous. He's scared.
Also, this also
He should be
really-
fucking then.
Well, obviously he had intent of going in confidently, and all of a sudden when someone starts calling him out and being like, "You're young,
Aren't
you're
you
this,
you
you're that."
young?
Can you reread it once for me then?
Okay.
Because you're
Let's-
saying he's going
let's-
confidently, and I'm saying he's going in unconfidently.
Okay, he
So
said.
that means you're conjecturing, I'm conjecturing.
Okay, but I asked a lady who was on shift but wasn't doing anything if she could open up. So first off, he didn't say he stammered. He just said, "Could you
Because
open
why
up?"
would you say you stammered? Why would you say you stammered in that
That's
situation?
way more conjecture, though.
But then
I'm
you're saying
basi-
you're saying he's coming in confident, saying
Okay, maybe he's not confident, but he obviously clearly just okay. Let's get rid of the confidence part. He came in. He said he asked for the condoms. So let's
Also,
assume he did this.
He also
Can
says
I
he has
have
a baby
condoms?
face. He said he also has a baby face.
Yes.
So even as an adult, someone who has a baby face will get the same reaction.
That's so shitty.
I'd say it's shitty. I'm
Just
not saying
laugh
it's
it
not
off.
shitty.
It's really not
If-
that fucking
if-
bad if they go, aren't you a little too young for that? You laugh it off.
I would feel okay. If
You
someone
would-
literally
you
did
would
that,
feel-
Sam, I would feel like belittled. I would genuinely.
Really?
Yes. If someone's like,
I
"Aren't
don't-
you a little young?" I'd be like, "Of course I'd fucking
But
be
no,
belittled."
it all depends on how she said it too.
You're right. You're right.
This is why I'm saying this. It's because a lot of this is conjecture because you have to in this scenario.
Oh no! Aren't
it's-
you a little young to be needing those young man? That to me, young. You don't use young man like that unless you're like literally talking
Was the
down to
person
someone.
black?
I have no idea.
Because that's also another thing in this. Because young men use
You
a
probably
lot
didn't even
more
think about
in
the
black
race aspect
culture.
of it.
Then that's probably why
But
you
young
freaked
man,
out.
that's fucking young man. People, I use that shit. Like, hey, what's up, young man? Like
me-
shit like that.
No,
not-
I've
that's
never
not-
once heard
I've
you
not
say
to
that.
you.
Not to you. No,
Not
I've
to
heard him
fucking
use it
you.
to other people.
Oh,
once.
really?
A few times.
Well, maybe. Well, I
And
just to me. Okay, this is conjecture, I guess. Let's assume everything's being read in
Let's
a
assume
straight
this is
voice,
all
right?
said. Yeah, it
So,
said
so
most
aren't
neutral
you a
we
little
can.
young to be needing those young man? Does that sound good?
Yes.
That honestly does. Yes.
Okay.
I'm
So which
taking it as a
really caught me
compliment.
off guard. I can imagine you're already like, you like. I don't know.
Because this
The whole
implies that
point-
he's nervous enough to where, because he said he shops here often. He immediately, when his mom was brought up, he got upset at the.
Well, clearly you
idea.
don't want your mom to know. You're scared. Like
But-
you don't know what's gonna happen. You could
Fucking
go-
fucking
But
16.
if you are scared that your
That's
mom
fair.
knows
That's
that you're
totally fair.
fucking and that's your fear, you shouldn't be. And that's what if you're buying condoms and someone brings that up and you have to go, oh my god, my mom finds out. That's
then you just.
when
But the thing is, what happens then is, guess what? The kids just go home, they fuck without the condom because
and
people are stupid.
that's how it works. But if you want to be an adult in this scenario, which clearly he at least wants to try to be an
He
adult.
tried.
So if you're gonna try and be an adult and then react that way when someone gives you even a modicum of, even if she said all this straight laced, no condescending, no nothing,
And
and then freak out like that.
okay. Let's also
against
say
it.
let's also say she basically made a constant anxiety noise. So let's pretend she went Still kind of shitty. I think going that's still like kind of like
Just give me a little
really?
sass.
Yeah, a little
Okay.
sass don't hurt nobody.
noise.
Unless
And
you're-
I said, and she said, I ought to really call your mama and tell her what you're doing instead of helping you act a fool.
This is
you know you don't
definitely a
need to be
black
using
lady,
these.
by the way.
That, yeah.
This
Okay.
is either
That's
a very,
that's
this is
lingo
either
right there.
very ghetto white lady or a black lady.
Okay. So before
I'm
moving towards the
I'm
condoms,
adding stuff to this that might not be true. I'm saying this right now.
But
This is
it
not
gives
too-
off that vibe. Like she's looking out for the little bastard.
Yeah, this is someone who cares.
okay. So here we go.
Because this is definitely a difference in cultures and how we see how
Yeah.
they speak.
So
Because I see this as a older black woman talking to someone
okay.
like, not like that they are a child, like they are their child.
Yeah.
Not trying to talk down to them, but trying
What do
to
you
tell
mean?
them
Like
to
you're
be
scaring
better.
the kid away from the safe sex
He sh-
option.
He should be fucking then.
But like
If you get scared away from the right option,
that's like saying
that's
that,
what you
that in
should-
schools you should only teach abstinence and not teach how to use condoms. That's the same argument.
I get
No,
that.
That's
no,
literally
no.
the same argument.
I don't believe that's the
No.
same argument at all.
I believe that's the same argument.
I don't, because if you are trying to buy condoms, he knew better. He knew better, and he was trying.
What do you mean he knew better? Okay, I want to.
What the
hear
fuck
this.
without a condom?
Yeah. He wanted to go get condoms.
So he's like, okay,
Also,
I learned
why
this
did you go
thing.
to Walmart? You could have gone anywhere. You could have
You
gone
could
to
went to a
gas.
fucking gas station
He
to
went
pick up a
somewhere where
condom.
he knew like condoms were. He probably was like,
A
oh, Walmart has
dumbass kid if you
condoms.
didn't fucking go to a gas station.
That's kind of shitty to say. I would go to Walmart to get condoms.
You would go,
if I need-
why would you go to Walmart?
or Amazon, just because it's like I know.
Amazon would be your safe
Amazon,
fucking
that's
bet.
fucking
That's
awesome.
true.
Good shit.
But I'm saying, like, again, I've never had sex. I'm a virgin, just for the audience out there. So I'm
Right,
just, this is
yeah.
coming from a virgin. I said,
I get you. I'm the same thing.
I would definitely. My first reaction whenever I want to buy anything is Walmart. If condoms
What?
came up,
Or
I'd be
Amazon.
like Walmart.
Depending.
No, gas stations, dude.
If,
That's
it depends on,
shady.
it
I don't
depends
know
on how
how
you
shady.
Yeah, I'd say it's shady. I'd say
How
buying
is
a condom. from a
Walmart
gas
is way
station.
more fucking shady than a gas station.
I would argue against that, but that's my mentality.
What?
Yeah,
You are fucking
Honestly,
off the walls
It
here.
depends on how you grew up.
you're so crazy, Austin.
You whack,
condoms.
you whack, man.
It depends on how you grew up. It really does.
Yeah,
Because if you only know one place to buy condoms, it's gonna be really fucking awkward when that one place is a public area where there are tons of people
every
around.
place you'd buy it, other than Amazon is.
Gas stations. Gas stations are maybe 2 or 3 people in there at most.
Yes.
At Walmart, there
you
are
can still-
constantly above
You're
enough
right.
people.
You're right.
And that's why I'm saying you shouldn't have done that. Because if you really wanted that kind of a little bit of privacy, gas stations don't give a fuck.
No, they won't fucking care.
could, if you,
You just
He
grab
probably-
the
He
box.
probably didn't think this in
but
depth
that's
about
what I'm
it.
saying. If you're not
He's probably like,
gonna-
I want to get
and then
condoms to
freak
get
out-
safe sex.
But are you sure he was thinking about safe sex? Are you sure that it's not his girlfriend going, you
Go
need
get
to
him.
get a condom?
That's still safe sex.
But that's not him thinking that.
But I'm saying then what happens is you don't get the condom.
You don't
then-
fuck, and then you move on.
No.
Move on. End of the
People
day.
don't hit that step. That's the problem. And like, because
This is
you're a
fucking
horny little
dumb.
teenager.
But that's what I'm saying. This
You're
is
stupid, but at least let them be safe and stupid at the very least.
But she didn't stop to not give him condoms.
She was like,
No, but that's
No,
the
you're
that's
right,
the whole
you're
caveat
right.
to this is that she didn't stop.
I wouldn't wanna be-
He acted like an asshole.
But I
and
wouldn't
they
want to be
treated
served
her
by
like
someone.
drew
shit.
first
But
blood, and that's
you're
where
right.
I'm
You're
going.
right. You're right. But I would say if I was being served by someone in anything and they were being condescending, kind of an asshole to me, I wouldn't want to go with them. I'd be
He's
like, what
also
the fuck?
very young.
So
he's
he's
also
scared.
very young. No, nothing about sex. Nothing about that. He hasn't dealt with many people yet, so
Yeah.
he doesn't know that's how people can be. So he clearly blew up with the situation because he's not used to
He's
it.
scared.
No,
He's like,
stop,
I'm
he's
stop bringing
young.
the scared.
He's not
Stop bringing
scared.
the scared.
Because he literally
This-
said he was
this is-
shaking.
Well, he was shaking, grabbing the fucking condom. Sure, we could say that. But when
Wait,
when
when
he's
did this part come in? Did you?
He literally said, long story short, I ended up getting the condoms, but I'm still so mad and upset. And she, like, mad and upset, humiliated me, my entire store. My heart's been racing the entire day. Basically meaning, like,
yeah, he got worked up about it.
Yeah, he got worked up. Yeah, shaking is different. Shaking
Okay.
implies a little bit more.
to
But-
me, heart racing doesn't mean worked up. To me, heart racing means, like, I'm scared. Like, I'm worried. I don't know if I did the
No,
right
he
thing.
got riled up. He got put on
riled
the
up.
spot.
He went into fight or flight.
Okay.
That's totally what happened.
Okay.
And that's why because look at his reaction. He went into fight, not flight.
Yep.
And that's what happened. And that's also like if it could have been anything. And it's just because the scenario is so touchy for him because he's buying condoms at the age he's at probably made him more on
Fight
edge
or
about,
flight, yeah.
And that's why I'm saying she didn't stop. She didn't go, I'm not grabbing that from you.
I don't
'Cause
want
then
someone
that's
to
when
give
I
me
would've-
shit during a service.
It's not necessarily
It wasn't
shit.
even
He's
shit,
probably
bro.
blown it out of proportion.
I would say it's probably like from what I read when I initially read it. I didn't even hear he blew up. I didn't read any of that. I didn't hear that he got worked up. When I initially read through, my first reaction was she's giving him shit. I didn't know about the blow up thing. Like I just I clipped from the title or whatever. You know, I read the title and I read it naturally. I didn't get to the end. I didn't see that like fully that he had said like just fuck off and do your job. When I read through, I'm like, she's giving him shit for this. She's genuinely just giving him shit for this.
But
So-
then in the full context, she might not be. And he got worked up over something that didn't need to be worked up over.
Right. So you're
So
saying
you're saying with half the context,
But I'm saying
he's getting treated poorly.
But something
with
else
the
is
other
we
half,
only
he's
have the information he's given, and given what he has said without conjecture, if he is telling the truth, and we're assuming he's lying, if otherwise.
No, I'm not assuming he's lying. I'm assuming that there are parts of this that he's leaving out to try and make himself feel a little
right,
bit better.
and he's
But we
blowing the
have to-
shit out
we
of
can't
proportion.
assume that because otherwise, there's no
That's always
every
how-
situation.
That's
would
how
be.
Am I the Asshole works, by the way, is the assumption that there is always going to be something missing.
Well, yeah,
because-
but we have to take it as is. We have
As
to take it
is, he's an asshole.
As is, he's an asshole.
Yes.
Good.
Still
Okay.
an asshole.
So you're
Because
an
the-
asshole. He's
you
an asshole
should've-
because he blew up. Okay.
The two insults that she gave was a young man and a humph, and that's caused the go fuck yourself. Basically, is that what do you say? Go fuck off.
He said, "Fuck,
Fuck
off and do your job."
Do yeah that no. You
There's,
drew
such,
first
there's
blood.
such an escalation here too.
Here.
There's an escalation from literally maybe like poking fun
Yep.
into fuck off, do your job.
Yes.
Because there is a difference.
A lighthearted jab to fuck off.
Okay.
Because the way he writes it is that she was going like, aren't you a little young?
Right. Yeah. He'd probably say it
And-
into his head
and then
when
you're
he's
like-
thinking about it, like, aren't you a little young? That's probably how
I
he's
know,
saying
I
it back
get-
to himself.
But I'm saying like we have to assume, given he said
that's
that
what-
he was being
and-
sassy and,
then
like
that's-
kind of
And
condescending,
that's what I'm saying. If we're assuming that,
he's
then
still
this-
the asshole.
Yes.
yes.
Okay. So, first comment,
Is it by him?
Nope.
Someone else. Okay.
Someone
this,
else.
This is someone else's comments.
not the asshole. It was not her place to comment on your sexual life, and much less her place to make a snide threat to you in trouble, aka
Threat.
I'm gonna tell your mama. That's a threat. That's a threat. I'm going to tell your mama on you.
Yeah,
That's a threat.
Alright.
I get it.
What does this woman want you to
Fucking
start
middle
raw
school
dogging
threat.
your sexual partner because you're now ashamed to get condom? That's ridiculous. I'm
No.
sorry you went through this. Don't make this deter you from being responsible and regarding sexual health. I would honestly consider this is a bit over top. I would honestly consider filing a formal complaint to someone
fuck
more
off.
higher up. The fact that she's actively chastising teenagers
Fucking white
who
knight
want
over
to
here.
be responsible is unacceptable. Okay, let's
He
see.
shouldn't. Number one, you shouldn't be fucking at that young. That's the number one thing right
it also
here.
depends on where this is taking
And,
place.
and like that's still preaching abstinence. And obviously he's trying to practice safe sex.
Them's
And
the
now you're
rules.
stopping.
Them's the rules.
So should we not give teenagers condoms and just let
No,
them
we
go?
should educate them on that, but not fucking. They don't go. No, go practice this.
what's the
They
point of
never tell us
educating them
when
if
they
you're not
teach
gonna
us
use
about
it?
condoms. When they teach us about condoms, they never go. No, go practice this. Have they ever once done that? I don't remember
why,
that.
why even teach it? That's a waste of class then. Teach it when they're 18. Why teach it early?
Then go the fuck ahead. I don't know. Let's go to the federal fucking system. Let's run for president. Let's fix public schools then about this fucking am I the asshole when it comes to buying condoms? And I'm at Walmart when she goes, young lady, or young man, fuck you, fuck this kid, this fucking loser.
Not the asshole.
But hey man, thanks for getting it though.
Not the asshole though. Not the asshole. She was insanely out of line. You don't need these. Like what? Pregnancy is better?
Oh my god.
Good job being responsible. Not the asshole. Their job is to be personable with customers, not antagonize them. Not the asshole. Make sure you report her. Not the asshole. There's an unspoken rule about people that work at the store not commenting on things you buy at the store. You're not supposed to comment on it, and she was. Which again, I see that. I see with anything commenting. I'd be like, "Oh, a Snickers? You think you should be eating that? That's the same thing. That's the same thing as you're too young. That's
You're
shitty.
right. You're right. But that seems to be a rule that most people don't follow. Have you ever gone to a store and you bought bread, lettuce, meat, cheese, and any type of topping that you like, and they go, "You gonna make a sandwich?" That's commenting on the stuff you're buying.
Yeah.
It's the
being like-
same, but no. That's what that's saying.
It's the same thing, and then it
It's
comes down to
different. I would
delivery,
say-
how
I
it's
would-
sent.
But you're not supposed to comment on what they're buying. You're not.
Not
That's literally the
antagonize them.
exact.
There's a difference between being like you're buying these
It
things.
doesn't say commenting or antagonizing. Because if it says commenting on what people are buying, that's the same thing.
You're right. You're right. You're
And that's
right.
what I'm saying.
But there's a difference. It's not negative. That's not negative though. That situation is just like
But I
you're
get-
making a
I get what
sandwich.
you're
There's no
saying.
negative connotation with it.
I get what you're
Versus,
saying.
really, should you be eating that Snickers? That's different. It's the same thing as, really? Should you be buying that condom?
Well, if
Should
they're
you be buying
400
that
fucking
Snickers?
pounds, should they be eating that Snickers?
You don't comment on it. That's part
I'm
of your
going
work.
dad mode on everybody,
So
all right?
would you say it would be different if he got? So would you say he's still like? Say he went in and someone said, "Really? Should you be eating those Snickers?" I should tell your significant other about that because you acting a fool eating this fast food.
Well, see, now you're adding more onto that.
No, it's the same
That's
exact
exactly what she
situation.
said.
It's
That's
exactly
exactly-
the same situation,
It's
just changing
just with
words.
one
So
thing
it does.
different.
So all of a sudden, is she not the asshole if he were to go fuck off? Don't tell me how to eat my food. Would that change it?
Well,
Here's my thing about this whole thing.
All right,
Okay.
you go, then I want to add on
Here's
something.
my whole thing. She didn't refuse him service. She didn't refuse him anything.
Okay.
She didn't say or do anything that would have actually.
She was hesitant to get the condoms, according to him, but
But-
she was still
but-
doing it.
She was still doing it.
Mm-hmm.
She did not refuse him any type of service.
Okay.
She may have made a remark. You, as an adult, as someone who has dealt with this before in your life,
Okay.
should go, okay, I'm going to let this go, not comment on it, and go.
Okay.
Because that's what adults do.
Okay.
He is clearly very young and hasn't had to deal with this for a very long time.
Okay.
So he blew up because he thought fight or flight.
Okay.
And that's why he's the asshole.
Okay.
Because
Remember,
if you are
there is also a verdict of everybody's the asshole. So
I-
remember that. And if
I
you
don't
Nah.
think I think she might have been in the wrong for it, but she, in my eyes, and this is mine only,
Okay.
she wasn't trying to discourage him from buying condoms. She was just poking fun at the fact that he was so young buying condoms.
Okay.
It wasn't the fact she was like, you shouldn't buy these, you shouldn't have sex. That was never said.
No.
She was just poking fun at the fact that
Yes.
he was so young.
Yes.
And that's
Okay.
why I think he's the asshole. Not because of anything else, anything that she had done besides that. It's the fact that he took that as a threat.
Yeah.
He took that because you only go in fight or flight when threats are made.
Okay.
He took that as a threat.
Right.
Okay.
She just.
She doesn't know his mom.
Yes.
She doesn't know anything about him. For all she knows, she's poking fun at a 27-year-old man with a baby face.
But again, for all we know, she could genuinely be like, "I'm going to tell your mom because he's a young looking kid."
But
Which
how
she
does she
does.
know how old he is?
Then you can't make the argument that he's too old or too young. Then there's no argument to be
But
made
that's
there.
that is the argument though, because we know his age. She didn't. That's why this argument is how it is.
But you're also
We know that-
you're skewing it in a way that it favors your view because we could also assume the opposite. We could assume that she's poking fun because he's older.
no,
we could
okay,
also
let's throw that out the window.
that's what I'm saying.
I threw that out the window a while ago.
Okay.
In my eyes, like I said, for me, it's poking fun.
It's poking
but
fun.
Even at the most base level, we know he's 16.
Yeah.
We know she doesn't know how old he is. She is saying things that she has no basis on his age.
Okay.
And that's why I'm saying he's an asshole.
Okay.
Because she wouldn't know. And how would she know? The way he reacted to the situation after being pushed on it is why I think he's the asshole.
But
Because
you don't think
only-
she's the asshole.
I think she is out of line. I don't think she's an asshole.
Okay.
Because that's kind of why.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
have you ever, again, you talk to people and people poke fun at you. It's trying to be more personable.
I feel like even like personally as a 20-year-old, if I went and bought condoms and someone started saying that, regardless of my age, like even if I went in right now, I would feel humiliated. I'd feel genuinely humiliated regardless. I could be like, yeah, I want to buy these, but if someone's like, I'm gonna tell your dad, you should stop being an idiot. I'd be like, why? Why are you belittling me
But
this
would
way?
you yell at them as a response?
Yes. Would you flip out?
And that's why.
That's why
after
I'm
thinking
saying
about
it's
it,
different.
Because
that's
he
why
flips the fuck out.
After I've been thinking about it, hearing your guys' stories, I've changed my verdict from not the asshole to everyone's the asshole. I still think
I
she's
can-
an asshole.
Well, no, because here's my thing.
But
I can agree
I
with this.
I
She-
see that. I see
Because
that.
or,
Yeah,
wait,
yeah.
what was her? She said, "Aren't you a little young to buy this? Don't
Don't make a fool of yourself. I'm gonna tell your mama.
don't make a fool of yourself." She's looking out for the little fucker. She's looking out for him. She's
In her mind, she's doing the right
Yes,
thing, but I
she's-
think she's going about it completely the wrong. It's
I
not her.
don't. She's poking jabs at it.
I don't think so. Personally, I don't think
Unless we have a fucking audio recording, I fucking doubt she's saying like, "Aren't you a little young?"
so. Oh, I can
I-
imagine people doing that.
I know,
Absolutely, 100%.
No, because he's a fucking
People who work at
16-year-old.
Walmart.
He blows that shit
Oh,
out of
absolutely.
proportion.
Depending on- if you went
Also, wait,
to
what section is-
here? If you went to hometown here, like where I live, I could 100% see an elderly cashier going like, "No, no, you shouldn't be buying these. Like, I'll check you out, but you shouldn't be buying these.
But that's the thing. It's behind a glass case that she has to open in order for him to get it. And she didn't stop.
She still did it. She didn't refuse him service.
But it's a scary thought because even as a 20-year-old man, I like personally.
You nut up. You nut the fuck up.
No, here's the thing. You're old enough to have a girlfriend at 16. If it's your parents' rule, it's your parents' rule. If you have money and time to be going out and getting condoms,
Okay.
I don't think their parents care as much, considering that in this scenario,
But you're still worried.
He still has time to go out and buy condoms and then bring them back and then have them for a different scenario. Even if he is hiding them, because there's probably the issue here of him hiding them.
Okay, I don't actually fully know where you're going. I don't. You like straight up. It's not like I don't agree with you or I think you're
just
wrong.
don't know?
I genuinely you lost me 100% there.
Some kids want to be safe, but are embarrassed that they would buy condoms because they have a girlfriend or a boyfriend or whatever.
Okay.
So they would buy condoms and then hide them.
Okay, that's the part I missed.
If that is what he is doing, you are still not in the right because then you have to hide them. You shouldn't be buying them. Yeah, I'm not saying don't buy them because you don't want to have safe sex, but if you have to hide them to have safe sex, you should be maybe talking to your parents about it.
But what if your parents? But what if you know your parents are hyper religious? You go to them and they'll be like, "You can't see your girlfriend anymore. You're not allowed to go because people do this. People genuinely do this."
Yes, I know. That's what I'm saying. Even if it's like that, you're still going to create a weird atmosphere of every time that your girlfriend comes over, even if without that. Like, because the implication is here that he will have sex within the next time he sees the person or whatever.
Okay.
Because he has condoms.
Yep.
He is planning ahead. He has a girlfriend in the scenario. He did say that, right?
Yeah, it seems like he's. I don't know. I don't know.
Reread it, because that's kind of important too. Every little detail is important in this because all of them add up to a whole story versus here's half of the story and then another half of the story. Because if he has a girlfriend,
I don't know if he said
I would imply that his parents know, right?
Yeah. They would have to have some kind of
what if they have a rule where it's like you're not allowed to date and you really love this person? This could be someone you end up with.
Oh my God.
16.
You're 16. You're in fucking.
You're still full of hormones.
You're pushing high school.
I met Ellen when I was 16.
I know what you're implying, but not everyone. Literally, exactly what you say. Not everyone is like that.
You're right. But I'm also you can't
rule it out. I'm
not
ruling it out.
But you can't say that's exactly what it is. You're right.
16 is still so young for that.
Yes.
That most people don't.
Okay.
And what you were about to say is that you didn't do the same thing. You actually are still with the person that you said you were with.
Yeah.
That totally makes sense. But in the average scenario, I guarantee
you're right.
They're not the same thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah, okay.
that's also another thing you need to take into consideration.
I agree.
He's young. They're both young. Also, the implication of this is that they are having sex secretly. Is that right? Should you have sex secretly?
I get obviously they're not telling anybody. Does that mean it's secret or not? I guess I think
you're hiding it.
That's why this is such a weird
thing.
If
you're hiding the condoms, you don't want your moms to know. Yes, from them you're keeping it secret. You're correct. I feel like that's a good conjecture to make. If
you are buying condoms and are embarrassed by it, there is a reason.
But maybe he wasn't initially. Maybe it's because he started pressing him and he's like, should I? And he's double guessing himself. He's second guessing himself.
Then you're already making the decision to do it.
But I'm saying
again, if someone pushes you, yes, I get it. Where you get nervous, you get uncomfortable. Some people deal with stress differently.
Yeah,
it's a completely different.
Even if I was pumping gas and I pumped gas 1,000 times before, and someone goes, "You're doing it wrong," or like, "Really, you're doing it this way?" Like,
there's one part missing here. The implication is that he's confident enough to have sex, but not confident enough to buy condoms.
I mean,
sex
that's
is
different,
a big commitment. No, it isn't.
I would say I'm more confident around Ellen than I am by myself.
Yeah,
for sure, because she's with me and I feel safe.
And that's what I'm saying.
So you feel safe.
But here's the thing: sex is a commitment on both parts. If you are confident enough to want to have sex, you should be confident enough to want to be safe. But if you are only confident enough to have sex, but not confident enough to be safe, maybe you aren't ready for sex.
That's fair.
And that's, again, more and more to this, because you should be smart. You should use a condom. You should be safe. If you are going to be an adult by having sex, you should be an adult by being safe.
I think you're right. I don't think he drew blood first. I think that's a great point, and I'm really glad you brought that out, Sam.
Yeah.
Also, and I think you're right. You should be confident with what you're doing. But I personally think, he's an asshole. He totally chewed her out, or whatever. And I feel like, again, it was because he was scared. He was an asshole, but he was scared because of it.
He also went into fight or flight and then went manager. Give me your manager.
Because he's scared. He doesn't know what to do. He's like, I need to seem like professional in front of these people, or else these people are gonna think I'm a fucking idiot.
But then you gather more people.
And you draw more of an
Yeah, and you're
audience.
right.
You gather
you're
more
right,
people
you're right.
to freak out, and then get a manager to do the same job that she would have did anyway.
Well, he wants to guarantee that he can get the condoms because he's scared at this point. Like she got him. Maybe
No,
you
I
don't
wouldn't
know
say he's
how it
scared.
would've-
He's riled up at this point.
He's
Yeah, he's
riled up.
fucking pissed.
But I feel like I would also be scared, and I feel back into a corner if someone's like, "I'm gonna tell your dad you're doing this," because like,
Do you really
it's an
think they're
empty
going
threat.
to?
At
Do you
this-
really think this random stranger is gonna?
that has never met
small
you.
communities.
But
you
this
don't
Small
get it.
community, sure,
But
but this
that's
is a
conjecture.
fucking
That's
Walmart.
That's conjecture.
That's true.
Conjecture because
But if she's making the threats of "I'm gonna tell your mom," maybe she does, because he said this is a Walmart that they go to often, that like his parents frequent often, and he's like, maybe she does know my mom.
how often
He
does he
doesn't
go
know.
to Walmart with her?
Well, obviously he's younger. They probably took him a lot, and she probably
16?
seen him. Maybe I don't know.
16. I was left at the house at 14 alone.
I wasn't.
Like
It took a while. Well, maybe not, but like some parents are different. I literally know a 17-year-old who's still being babysat to this day, which is shitty. But there are parents like that.
But yeah, this is also the implication that this and this and this, because you have to for am I the asshole?
Yeah,
'Cause if
you're
you
right.
Don't, you're gonna get a flat story with a clear yes or no. Because
But
if you don't imply things, you're not gonna get to a decent
Right.
But I think
understanding.
even minus the conjecture, I feel like what Sam said was no conjecture. He fired first. He fired first with the cussing and swearing.
yeah, and that,
Yeah,
that's-
and guess what? There's
that's
no
the
conjecture
biggest
there.
thing.
He literally said that. That's why I think it's important. That actually changed again my view. I don't think she should be like negatively commenting on what he's doing, because I see that as negative. Even if you're poking fun at him,
But see, no, here's
like
my
if
thing.
someone's like, "Oh yeah, Snickers, really?
But see, no. Here's my
That's
thing:
fun.
is that
That's fun.
saying
But
okay,
it's still shitty."
you can't change the odds of how he said "fuck off" are very slim to be like, "Oh, fuck off." Like if
No,
I
no,
said,
no, and I
"Oh,
agree, no matter
right,"
what,
but
no
let me
matter
keep on going. Let me keep
And
on
this is
going.
also implying the way she said it too, when the way you
Right,
said
yeah,
it too.
yeah.
Yeah, that's why
So-
I'm trying to say baseline. But even then, I would still
It's
personally.
more believable that she said it like, "Aren't you a little young for this?" Like, that's more believable than, "Aren't you a little young for this?"
And that's more believable that he would go fuck off.
right instead of, "Oh, fuck off."
Well, like, because if you
I,
go,
I see every side of it, and that's the problem. I know in the small community I'm
that's
in,
what I'm seeing every side.
You're
It
painting it
just-
as if this is a small community.
but
this
clearly,
is probably a big area.
but
to
even
be
then,
fair.
it's clear that his parents know the people. That, like again, my parents go.
Apparently,
No.
they don't
'Cause she-
know him. They
'cause she said
know
my
the
mom-
face.
Oh, they do go together. My mom and I go shopping here often, so I personally didn't know this lady. It's not unlikely that she has seen me walk in here with her.
What area are they also in?
I don't know.
So they never say.
But the
'Cause-
thing is, she clearly has. There's a good chance, or at least a chance, that they've been there together. That she knows who the mom is. So to say, how is she gonna know? There's a good chance that
how
she
many
does.
people do you think someone sees at Walmart today?
A lot,
It's
but
a fucking lot.
Yeah,
it
same.
has to be.
But the thing, people say that about like places like fast food places like Burger King and things like that. I went there like a few weeks in a row, and people started recognizing me immediately. I can imagine going with your mom and things. People will recognize you if you come in there
Well,
often.
no, well, a fucking comparing a Burger King to a Walmart, it's apples and oranges. There's a fuckload of people that go into a Walmart compared to the
fast
a
food
handful
place.
of people that go into a Burger King.
And you're right. I feel like
And
you're right
that's
there.
why
But,
I'm saying you see a lot of people a day if you work at that kind of store.
but if you make
Right.
a threat like that, you clearly are like gonna pay attention. Because if you're making like even if you're
Nice.
saying that,
Not
He
necessarily.
got challenged and he fucking lost.
Not
but
necessarily.
that means
His cage got rustled and he
and
freaked out.
Why should the worker be challenging me when I'm trying to buy shit?
Because he's a young minor that shouldn't be doing this. Yes, he's having safe sex.
So what if he was a bigger kid?
If he was bigger, if he was
he would
older.
have never got questioned.
If he was bigger, no. If he was like bigger and he was buying a Snickers, and the girl's like, "Really? Should you be buying a Snickers? I should tell your mama you're buying a Snickers. You're gonna make yourself obese and things like that. Like that's shitty. That's really shitty, right? If you went into a Walmart and someone started commenting on the food you made,
I
would you
wouldn't
back
give
down?
a fuck. I
But not-
wouldn't care.
But not everybody's that confident. Some people have issues with themselves. It's not fair to be like, "Fuck you for being this way." You know
But
what I
here's the
mean?
thing. It's also
For being
But
unconfident.
having
in
that
something.
mentality is great. Just going fuck off. I don't fucking care.
This is another thing.
'Cause-
You can't. Not everybody can just go. You know what? Fuck off. Some people genuinely have anxiety issues, depressive issues. They think lesser of themselves. They're not. You can't just one day be like, "F it, I'm gonna." Because otherwise, why would there be depression?
negative stimulation affects everyone differently.
Yes.
I said this earlier and it still stands. It also, if he was a bigger dude, because he says he has a baby face, if he had a little bit of stubble on his face, I bet you no one would have questioned him. It's the fact he is a baby face. So he would have gotten it anyway. That's the
But we
thing.
don't. I guess in the moment he doesn't know. He's like, in the moment? Imagine like someone like you're doing something like because you didn't drink or smoke when you were younger either, did you?
I didn't smoke. I drank.
Yeah, and I'll imagine like
No
Eh.
one questioned me because I look like a fucking grown up. If I had a baby face, I would still go. I would go like, I mean, I have a baby face, yes, but I mean, does it matter? And that's a confidence thing. But I'm still saying, if he looked like an adult, he would have never gotten the question. It's not about his actual age. It was about the fact.
It's about his looks.
His parents.
So is that fair to be questioned and treated differently because of how you look?
That's not what was happening.
But
this was someone making a comment, a passing comment, that turned into a personal comment.
Okay, so
that happened to affect this person in such a way that they freaked out.
Okay,
right. If he would have just
that's the train of thought here, right? If you were 30 and you still look exactly as you do right now, Austin, and someone said the same exact thing to you, but you're significantly older, would you really care by then?
It's not fair to someone who's learning who they are and stuff like that.
Because that's why he's 16. He is young.
Yeah,
it's different when you are young. And
obviously,
get accused of being young,
I agree with you. I don't
versus being older and looking young and accused of being young.
And I see where Sam's coming from too with the abstinence idea, but like, all you're doing in that situation is promoting unsafe sex.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not. Not at all. All those comments saying like, "Well, she doesn't believe in safe sex." That's not where she was going for. She wasn't going for like, you should be fucking without a condom.
So
she wasn't trying to stop
belittling him, but not belittling him, but making these comments. Did she think he was going to go, you know what? No. Has it ever happened? Has anybody ever gone into a Walmart and had someone
I've known
go?
A few guys who've not bought condoms, but when we talked to them, they were like, maybe I am a little too young. Like actually.
So there is some good to it. Okay, that's a good example. I think it's good to have that experience.
That's why I'm saying it like this.
Yeah. Okay.
Because this is my experience. If you are embarrassed about trying to have safe sex, maybe you need to wait a little bit and grow a little bit before you start having safe sex or sex at all.
And I think that's fair.
You should be if you are going to try and be an adult, you should act like an adult.
But he did ultimately get the condoms, too,
right,
which is good.
Perfect right there.
Yeah, which is good. You still should get the condoms, but the reaction is because he was young.
Yes.
And that's why I've been saying this whole time. It's because he is 16 that he freaked out that much. Whether he thinks it's right or wrong, it doesn't matter. It's because he hasn't dealt with the scenario much. He got scared or freaked out or whatever.
And I think I don't think
he reacted accordingly to what he knew.
And I would say he's not like he doesn't seem like an asshole in real life, really. Maybe he just freaked out because he's young and it's the first time he's doing it, and he's like, okay, I can learn from this situation. Am I in the right? You learn a lot
from someone by how they act under stress to the point where they hit fight or flight.
But you can also like change your thing. He could be like,
oh, he could change, but in this scenario, this is how he acted.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And that's what we have to base it on.
Which I think we should go to final verdict.
I agree. Sam?
The asshole.
No, and she's not the asshole at all?
No, she was just being mom. I've seen this before countless times.
I'm not. There's so much that's missing, but he shouldn't have blown up at her. She probably shouldn't have been making those comments. But if you're gonna try and be an adult, you should act like an adult. So
okay.
He's an asshole no matter what. It's her who I'm on the fence about.
Okay.
Because I don't know how she said it. I don't know
exactly. Yeah. If I knew how she said it,
then I would definitely sway.
But again, he did say how she said it in a condescending tone.
It's also a 16-year-old.
He's clearly adding details.
Yes, they blow shit out of proportion a lot.
Okay.
I've done it when I was younger.
And said this, I would be like,
yes exactly. If he was a lot older,
this isn't an age thing of like, oh, he's older. So
it's because it's clear that he's trying to like make it seem
he's
like
trying
he's
to
in the
sway
right.
it a little bit in either direction.
Yes.
Okay.
He was fair in saying he told her to fuck off because I think he thinks that was all right in that scenario because of course he did because he did it. But if it was an adult doing that who was a little older and had a little more experience behind them, they would have probably been like, all right, whatever. Jesus.
So it's a confidence thing, and because of the fact
it's not a confidence thing, it's an age thing.
But when you age, you get confidence, right?
No, that's not even necessarily true. It's just as you age, you understand that other people are going to be assholes anyway.
Right.
So you don't have to react that way.
And your behavior changes.
It's a weird in between. It's not confidence. It's not anything else. It's just growing up.
Yes.
Okay.
Because if you were 13 and if someone was like badgering you, your first reaction is to lash out, right?
Mm-hmm.
As you've gotten older, if someone starts to badger you, do you lash out?
I think it's just being more knowledgeable.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. That's why I'm trying to like help,
it's not
like see myself through this. Also, I'm not like.
And that's why I'm saying you have more time behind you.
Yeah.
So you know better.
Yeah, you're well worn.
And that's why it's like he's an asshole, but it's because he's a kid, and she probably should have made those comments. But again, we don't know how she said them because he's too young to be giving. He's not too young to be giving his side story, but he's clearly
He's too young to give off this adult situation.
He's also clearly still upset about the whole thing because he said his heart was racing and he went.
He said his heart was racing the whole day. I don't know if he posted it the same day. I think he said it happened a few days ago.
Hopefully he didn't post it the same day because then that's clearly
that's
too close.
Yeah, that's
sometimes you need to take a week to step back and look at a scenario and see if you actually made the right choice.
Right, you need to think it over
because clearly he wanted to get this. Oh
yeah,
there.
It's clearly the same day. You're right. He
because you have to take out the emotion out of the argument.
I'm trying to see it. No conjecture. He's being completely right. She really was condescending. That's where I'm trying to come from. And I see that I think that's part of why there's such a divide.
Do you think fuck off is justifiable then at that point?
No, that's why I said I changed. So for my verdict, I think.
But like before I said draw first blood. Before that, what was your verdict before?
Not the asshole. I think she was out of line. And like, I don't think she should be commenting on what he's purchasing, especially in such a negative light. And to me, she's being condescending and genuinely threatening to tell his mom, which isn't fair to him. He's just trying to have safe sex, and it's better for him to buy the condoms and fuck than not buy the condoms and fuck. And there's a potential for blockage there. It's I don't think she should have said anything. I think she should have just kind of like bit her tongue, not done that, and just gotten him the condoms.
Does his age not weigh in at all? It's a weird thing because that's also one of the first things that's said.
I honestly don't think the age really.
I think it does. It makes a big.
To me, it matters.
And to me personally,
because if it was a year younger, would it have made a difference?
If he was 15, he blew up. No, I don't think so either.
You can drive. 15, you can't drive.
When he's 15, no, I don't think that would affect it. Maybe if he was really young. Like genuinely, like
15 is pretty fucking young.
It's younger, but you're getting sexually active there. Yeah, okay. So my verdict now, before, not the asshole as we explained, but hearing Sam kind of say that you're right, it's not really justified that you blew up at her at all. You shouldn't have done it if she was in the right, if she was in the wrong, whatever.
Yeah,
don't blow up at her.
Just laugh it off.
That's a confidence thing. But I don't think regardless.
That's acting like an adult at that point. That's not confidence.
But regardless, I think everybody's an asshole. She should, because again, if it was chocolate and she was being a little shit to him, it's not fair to like go after someone and shame someone for what they're eating. If it's unhealthy.
Now we circle back to what you said with your narrative, like how we paint our narrative to favor our reaction. That's what you're doing right there. You're painting this narrative to benefit your reaction.
I'm not painting it. I'm literally going off of what he has said. But you guys are like ignoring things he said.
No, we didn't ignore.
You said she probably said it right. Ignoring that he said, but she said it condescendingly.
But I'm not ignoring the fact before that where he said he was 16.
Yes,
I'm bringing that into why I think that was incorrect.
But you had still said in your statement, you had said that she probably didn't say it condescendingly. Like one of you said she probably didn't say it condescendingly.
I probably did.
Yeah,
and I did too.
Which is again ignoring a chunk of it. And I'm saying if it is as is, it is as he said. It is like she was genuinely being condescending. She genuinely was threatening to call his mama. Like what he says is completely true from this narrative.
From this narrative
that he has pitched to us without taking bits out, without putting bits in. I think they're both assholes.
Picture is what you're saying. You're saying just taking his point of view.
That's all we have to work with.
But then don't work with that because that's too narrow.
Yeah, then
of course everyone's going to try and paint themselves as a hero.
Then it would just be a flip of a coin. Be like, okay, no.
But I'm going off of what. That's the point. Is that you go off of what's said.
No, that's not the point at all.
I think we base it off of what is given.
Yeah.
Which is given, which is what he has given.
Yes, and he has given the fact that he is 16. And what do we learn from 16-year-olds? They like to blow shit out of proportion.
Okay. Regardless, my verdict, it's not gonna change.
It's not gonna change.
I think she was out of line. I don't think she should have been making those comments. I think she's an asshole for making those comments. And I genuinely, truly think when I first read through, and no matter what, just like, because again, I could see the 16-year-old argument, but I genuinely think she was probably, because I can totally see someone being like, you're too young and being condescending to them and trying to like do everything without like literally not doing your job, doing everything to stop him. To me, it was belittling him by being like, you're a little too old. To me, it's threatening him. I'm going to go to your mama. You shouldn't be doing this. And he blew up though. He reacted very vulgarly. He reacted very poorly. He reacted really shittily. So I think everybody in the situation is an asshole. She instigated it. He should have just not said anything. I do agree that I think he should have just like, obviously, like I get where he's coming from because I could totally see myself locking up in a situation at any age from 15 to now. I could totally see myself no matter what locking up in that situation, no matter how confident I felt, because all of a sudden this whole thing is being questioned, regardless if it's right or wrong. So I get it. And plus, like again, like I said, safe sex is important. You shouldn't be having sex when you're 16. But if you're going to do it, at the very least, be safe about it. And if other people are going to try to deter you, that's shitty. especially if it's trying to buy condoms. Like you could try to turn them the other way. Don't have sex. Don't do this. Don't do that. Wait till you're more mature.
That's what she was doing. That's what she's doing.
She's belittling him. She's not trying to guide him as a mom. In my eyes,
Okay,
not
in
trying to
your
guide
eyes.
him as a mom. She's just genuinely belittling the guy for trying to get condoms. That's not right. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right to genuinely
In
belittle
that
the guy.
scenario, I agree. That's not right. But
So I'm going off of everything he has given me. I'm trying my best
his
not
point
to
of
like.
view of what happened.
Yeah.
In
And
the
it-
same day, by the way.
In the same day.
In the
Which
same
is
day
what
with
also
raw
kicks it
emotions.
over.
Which is why, again, I'm just gonna take what he said, and he's scared. So obviously, fight or flight, scared. He shouldn't have blew up because he was scared. But I'm taking literally as he said, and I'm not gonna be like, well, let's pick this out and let's throw this away, which is totally understandable if you do. Which is totally understandable.
Why do you keep saying we're throwing stuff? We're not.
We're not.
There were
There's
several
nothing-
times where you took
there
out and you
was-
said, just she probably didn't say it condescendingly, which is taking out a big chunk of how she said it, which completely
Because we're
changes
getting
it.
that
Still, that
because of
doesn't
this-
change what she said. It doesn't matter how you say that. What you say is still what is said.
But the
we
thing
didn't
is,
change
tone
that.
changes what you said. Because if you're like,
But then
if you're
then
like,
you
hey, I'm
can't say
dating
that
my
about him.
girlfriend, and I went, really? Like you dating this person? I went, really? Versus really?
But then he
There's
still
a
said.
drastic difference in
But
those
then
two
where's the same
statements.
thing for him saying fuck off?
Yes.
Because there's no way he didn't say fuck off.
But
Because
even if
that's the implication that he is giving for
Even if he
himself
went,
too.
fuck off and get me my manager, or fuck off and get my manager, he's still an asshole. I don't think no matter how he said it, because he didn't elaborate, if he had said, fuck off and give me your manager, anything, anyway, he's an asshole for saying that. I don't think how he said it changes in that context, no matter how you say it, but how she says it does. And he elaborated condescendingly, because she was like, I'm going to tell your mama. Like, yeah, of course, then she's not the asshole, but he said condescendingly. He didn't elaborate on what he said. And if I elaborate in my head, every possible way of him saying it, if he said it, fuck off and give me your manager. Fuck off and give me your manager.
Mm-mm.
Fuck off
You
and give me your
know how to say
manager.
it, by the way.
Mm-mm.
You know exactly how I said it. Because his heart was racing. He felt.
But I'm saying even if I knew how he
even-
said it, he's still an asshole for saying it.
Yeah. But
So how he said it literally does not matter one bit in my eyes because it was still an asshole thing to say, and it clearly caught her off guard. It was clearly like it was an asshole thing to say, no matter how he said it.
again, my whole thing is is she the asshole? Most likely in any scenario. Because you shouldn't comment on what people are doing, especially if they're buying condoms.
And especially it's different to be like, oh, you're buying condoms.
Even if
versus
it is
you shouldn't
negative
be
or
buying
positive.
condoms. Yeah, exactly.
Even if
Okay,
it's
okay.
negative or positive, I still don't think you should
Right,
comment
right,
on
Yeah,
it.
right,
yeah,
right.
and
Let's
I
wrap
can
this
see
up.
that.
Let's wrap
That's
it
what I'm
up.
trying to get to is that even if it was something positive, like good for you, if she said good for you, and it was the same exact scenario, this wouldn't be a problem. If she said, oh, aren't you a little young, and then went good for you, and then handed them the condoms, do you think
I don't
it
think
would've-
she said good for you, but
I know,
you're
but that's
adding
what I'm
that in.
saying.
Yeah, you're
That's
adding
what I'm
that in.
saying.
You're adding that in. That's why I'm
No, I'm
elaborating
not
on.
adding anything in. I'm saying this is a completely different scenario.
Okay,
Let's say
okay,
this
completely
did-
different scenario. That's why I'm
Let's
trying to
say this is a
elaborate.
different world. This is a different world where the same thing happened.
Okay,
But
okay.
she just go instead. She went, "Aren't you a little young? Good for you for being safe. Good for you."
Okay.
That's it. And then that would have been the end of the scenario. Even if that first part was, "Aren't you a little young?"
Yeah, it's so in a
That
different
last
world.
part, even if she said it like, "Good for you," it's still the thing of what she said is what's more important, not how she said it. To me.
Okay, okay.
And that's what I've been saying, because it's like, if it doesn't matter, because both of them still said stuff that was bad. It's what she said in comparison to how he reacted.
Yeah, and I
And
agree.
it's still
I
bad.
think he blew up.
Both are bad. Just I
Yeah, I'm
wish.
not because I'm not trying to like be like you're an idiot for being this way. I'm genuinely trying to like see because when you said sounds good, I was trying to see if that's something like I was genuinely asking, as in like, is that what was you thought was said here? Is that a new situation? That's why I elaborated because to me it's important. It like to have that, and you differentiate it. I think you're right. I
Then
think
you
you're
also have to
correct.
see it from her point of view. If you only want to take it from one point of view, you're never gonna get a good answer.
But I know, but part
And
of
then
the
you need to see it from her point of view, that this guy who looks
Just-
young walked up and wanted to buy condoms.
so that is something I said. Like I know in the first episode I did say no conjecture given as is. In the first episode, not the asshole. I did elaborate. It's always, and I think even with Cam, I said like it is
As
what it is.
Yeah, we always take
As
it
is.
as is.
As is.
And then we start to pick out the
Yeah, you
bits
could- you can
that make
conjecture.
it different.
Well, not yeah.
We pick out the parts that are like, oh, he was shaking, he was clearly upset and riled up. He probably wasn't in the best state anyway. That's not implication for the sake of implication. That is just reading between the lines.
Yeah, and I'm really glad Sam has completely tapped out.
Because we're trying to. He's trying to.
Yeah,
end it.
I'm trying to wrap it up. I'm
I-
fucking dying over here,
It's-
and I
Okay, that's
can't
fair.
imagine you're fucking any
I'm not
better.
doing well, but I just don't like the idea of like
Hell yeah.
I just don't like the idea of like I don't know.
Just writing someone off.
Just being like, okay, we're done. Let's go. Like,
Well, no, what? Because we just circled back so many times.
but
That's why I'm
he's
trying to, like, give
elaborated
it-
more, and I've gotten more out of what
Right,
Draven
yes.
said. Because he keeps elaborating, and I'm like, okay, now I'm understanding this point. Now I'm understanding that point. That's the point of a conversation. You don't just opt
I know,
out.
I get that, but it's
No,
been,
he's-
it's been
at
a
that
long.
point, that was fine to opt out. Because
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I just kind of wish you would pitch in,
us.
and I get that. I kind of want.
I'm looking at the clock. We're pushing like at least 2 hours.
Yeah, we're close to 2 hours.
Okay.
And
That's why I'm
it's-
like, I'm fucking dying over
it's
here.
fucking
And
Okay,
hot.
that's
we've
fair.
wrapped
That's
up.
fair.
We've
Regardless,
wrapped
okay,
up.
we have already no asshole or no. He's
Not
the asshole.
asshole.
He's the asshole
she's
On the
in
fence.
gray.
on the fence, and he's the asshole. I think they're both assholes. Okay.
We got the full spectrum.
There.
Okay. Good.
Full color sheet. There's
Thanks
red,
for
there's
listening.
black. The fucking.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
I wonder what kind of condoms he was buying.
Yeah,
Probably
really
ribbed.
ribbed.
Further.
That would be a
That
good
would
thing.
change
That would
everything.
change everything.
Does it like has the vibrator ring? That's what it was.
yeah.
That's what it was. He was buying the vibrator ring one. She's like, "Aren't you a little young for that?"
He's like, I just want to pleasure, damn it.
He's a freak. It's like he's buying extra thin condoms or some shit.
Buys Magnum.
End it.
Fucking stop it. I'm dying.